season, but we're gonna play Game 6 first and try to force a Game 7.
I believe in our group. We've done it here for 2.5 months.
Shut him out, Jordan! Shut him out, baby!
Check.
You don't have a microphone? Let's get nasty here on a Friday afternoon.
I'm good. Hey,
he's back.
I'm here.
Right.
There we go.
I mean, seamless entry.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For those that maybe heard at Enterprise Center where we're at, I think the Let's Get Nasty was Game 6 appropriate, but just didn't go out over air. But yeah, let's get nasty on a Friday.
And he said, let's get nasty.
We all did. We're all getting nasty.
Let's get nasty.
There we go. Marshy's
in there. Yeah.
It's not the penalty box, but
it's the judge's chamber. For our guy
he is elevated.
He is big time. All right. Well,
he's
welcome.
Looking down upon us.
Yeah. Well,
I don't blame him.
He's a young kid, and he knows all our transgressions, so maybe he is looking down on us.
He did bless a couch.
He did. He knows what he's doing.
More than once, for that matter.
With
14 years ago.
With Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, and Anthony Stalter. It is the Fast Lane 203. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Game 6 tonight at Enterprise Center. That's where we are. We're in the Blues Radio Network booth, so we're game ready. But we got to before we dive into the matchups and Connor Hellebuck's return to Enterprise Center, where he was pulled last time we saw him. We got to get into this. Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers had a scene outside of Enterprise Center with one of the parking attendants in which Jamie had to rush out of the Enterprise Center before our very own Carey Davis nearly put somebody in a hospital.
Yeah. So,
Jamie, take over.
All right. So, Carey, I will let you speak to your portion because I wasn't outside to witness it. But I'm in here. We did pregame skate, got the press conference after with the coach, get to talk to the players. I got a quick little one-on-one with Monty that we're going to play at some point during the show today. Doing prep work for it. Like, it's go, go, go. And Carey had texted me, or actually tried to call me like 3 times while I was busy. But then I called him back eventually. And he's like, hey, man, do you think you can get me that parking on that one little spot? And I'm like, oh, yeah, my guy Brandon's the best.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the best. Nicest guy ever. It's happened a couple of times. He hooked you up last time with parking. Like, he's more than happy to help out.
But Jamie's the key there.
Well, I got to tell him that he's not just going to let anybody just park because, one, security reasons. 2, it's a playoff game. There's lots of national broadcast teams here. Anyways, so I forget because I'm busy doing a bunch of stuff, and Carey's seen it. Like, there's lots of people walk by. You talk to people. Like, it's easy to get distracted, especially when you're me. It's easy. The squirrel? Okay.
Yeah.
So then the phone rings. I'm like, oh, crap. I forgot to. I was going to answer and just say, hey, Carey, just hand him the phone. I'll talk to him, whatever. Yeah. I answered the phone. Who is this MFer? What is going on here? You should hear the bleep this guy's saying to me. I'm going to punch him in his face, Jamie. I swear to God, I'm going to punch him in his face.
That's Carey.
I'm like, yeah, Carey's yelling that at me. I'm like, what? I'm like, no. I go, it's my fault. I forgot to call down. Just, and as I'm trying to talk Carey off the ledge, and he's still screaming. Not at me, just to me.
Yeah, sure.
And the phone is beeping. It's Brandon, the parking guy. So I'm like, oh, my God. Now he's calling. He goes, dude, who is this guy? He's like, he's up in my face, threatening to hit me. And he's like, I don't know who he is. He wants to just drive past me like he's a big shot or something. And then Carey's like, big shot. Oh, my. Jamie, you better get out of here. You better get out here now. So I'm like, okay, hang on. I hang up on both of them. I'm like, I got to get out there. And the walk is not quick. From where I am in the FanDuel green room to where we are out there, like, I got to get a hustle on because I probably have about 12 seconds before someone's dying.
Right.
Probably not Carey.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Brandon,
a gritty guy, but it is Carey.
Yeah. I mean, hold his own for a little bit, but, it's Carey. And Carey is fired up.
Yes.
So I don't run, but I'm walking fast. A brisk.
Okay.
Like, hips are waggling, fast. And Jeremy Rutherford's on his way out, and I go right past me, like, tries to talk to me. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I keep going. JR's like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So then I go walking. I can pace on him, and I see Brandon standing next to Carey's car. And Carey's standing on the other side of the car, and as I'm walking out, Carey just starts yelling again. He's like, you should hear what this guy said to me. You should hear the bleep this guy said. You, Jamie, you'd punch him in the face too. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, get the hands. I'm like, go, whoa. Like, one, Brandon's the best guy ever. The greatest, helps me out all the time. Great dude. And two, Carey's a great guy too. Smooth talking, he gets the game, oh yeah. I'm like, why didn't Carey just say, oh man, it's just a mix up? How did this escalate?
Right.
My brain is processing this in real time.
In real time, yeah.
And I still can't believe that these two are at each other. So I get up there and I'm giving the hands to Carey, calm down, like the universal calm down, you know? And Carey's twitching and Brandon's this guy, Then I get up there and now Carey, take it from there, because what you said.
So he's walking towards me, he's like, Carey, let me tell you something. I said, no, Jamie, let me tell you something. It's just a prank.
He goes, we got you. I'm like, I wasn't even mad. I went.
Brandon is laughing. I'm laughing. So when I pulled up today, I said, Brandon, you're Brandon, right? He said, yeah. I said, Jamie, did Jamie call you and tell you that? He said, no, he didn't tell me. I said, even better. Yeah. Oh yeah. I said, you wanna do me a favor? He kind of looked at me like, huh? Do I?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, you do.
You guys got me,
He said, go park right there. He said, come back, we'll talk. I said, so when he comes, I said, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna call Jamie and I'm gonna be irate. I'm gonna be screaming, telling him that you won't let me. You're talking to me reckless and crazy. And I said, and then I immediately want you to call him and say, man, who the hell is this guy? He's disrespectful. You better come get him. So we both planned this, and so I'm standing off to the side, and Brandon and I are just talking, but I'm further away, so Jamie can't see me. And then Brandon's like, he's coming now. I'm like, so when he walks up, I start cussing at Brandon again.
Yeah.
And then I'm telling Jamie, you better talk to this MFer. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to hurt. And calm down. Carey, what is going on? Calm down.
I'm like, what did he say?
Yeah.
At this
What
point,
could he have possibly said?
What can he say? Carey's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Look, he gets angry. He go from 0 to 100, but it's usually something that does that.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Brandon, he's never said a ill word about anybody that I've heard. Every time I see him, he's fist bump, how the boys gonna do tonight? This great to see you. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how did we go from two great guys to I got to get in the middle of this thing?
Yeah.
They got me, man.
It was hilarious.
Like I said, I wasn't even mad. I was relieved. I was like, thank God.
I felt good.
Thank God.
I felt good.
That was, and for those that don't know, a couple of months back.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Jamie flying down, what was it, 270?
364.
364, coming to the station. Carey takes a similar route. And Jamie decided to give you the bird.
Yeah.
I spotted his car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
so
knew it was Carey.
he went past me, and I said, oh, this is great. So then I got up and got in front of him and took my foot off the gas. I didn't brake. The car slowed down.
Yeah.
So Carey's like, what the heck is going on here? So then he goes out to pass, and I hit the gas and speed up. So then he tucks back in again, and I slow down. Then he goes back out again. At this point, I am crying with laughter.
Literally
Carey's
every time I
Carey's hands, you can see somebody in your rear view. He doesn't have a hand on the wheel. His hands are going all over the place. He's I can see he's losing it. So now he's like, I'm going to get up on this guy. He's like, and he comes fired up, and I just wait. And as he pulls up to the side of me, I give him the bird. And he's like, no! He didn't know it was me.
So a little bit of a payback
I've
here.
been waiting.
Yeah. And Carey, I got to give it to you, man, because when you guys told me, when you two first came in, Jamie, you told me the story just as you did without telling me it was a prank.
Yeah, that's right.
And I bought it too because I could see it. I could see Carey,
Shout out to Brandon, man.
Not
He was good sport going along with it. It was fun.
That's
I
great.
definitely, I was like, we're going to get him.
That's all.
You got me, and I'm all fired up too. It's Game 6 here at Enterprise Center.
It's on a little.
Everybody's already a little on edge. I was
ready
like,
to go.
What the hell we do? We got John Gruden's going to be in the house tonight, firing up people.
Incredible.
I expect crazy,
nightmare, man.
Yeah.
but I didn't expect crazy out of Carey today.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't. It was all an act. Of course, we know Carey's a well-known actor.
That's absolutely.
There you go.
Starred in many a film.
Indeed.
By the way, the 816 chimes in on the Air Comfort Service text line saying that Chester is Carey's next victim.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
can see that for
It's
sure.
the do factor.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, it is Game 6 tonight at Enterprise Center. 6 o'clock pregame right here on 101 ESPN. 7:05 puck drop. And you can listen to it all not only on 101 ESPN, but the Blues Radio Network. Let's get into Game 7. Game 6. What do the Blues need to do tonight in order to force a Game 7? We'll get into that next. It's the Fastlane on 101 ESPN live from Enterprise Center for Game 6 tonight between the Blues and the Jets. And, of course, the biggest question is how do the Blues force a Game 7? What do they need to do? Looks like there could be a lineup change tonight for the Blues on their third line. So why don't we start there, Jamie? What do we need to know about the potential change that Monty might make with the third line?
Yeah, I think the change is going to be Matthew Joseph in for Alex Texier on that third line, so he'll play alongside Oscar Sundqvist as well as Zach Bolduc. As far as like what that brings to the team, maybe a little less offensive ability, but Matthew Joseph does kill penalties very well. He can play center, and Monty brought up a situation last game where he's like, I had 2 centermen in the penalty box, and I'm using 2 centermen on my penalty kill. I need somebody else who can play center. And so that's what Matthew Joseph brings to the table. And you bring a guy that's played physical, played well for you, and he's been out for a couple of games, probably a hungry, energetic body back to the lineup.
Yeah. When it comes to the Blues potentially changing things up following that Game 5 loss, Jamie, is there a strategic change tonight?
No.
So just do what you did in Game 3 and Game 4.
Yeah, so it's weird because it's been a while.
It's been a while.
There you go. Go on, Carey. There you go.
Since
Since I've seen a series where the home team has dominated so much, and the visiting team just has not been able to get the game to where they want it to be. So as far as strategy goes, yeah, you want better execution. You'd like to see more pucks to the net again. You didn't do that again in Winnipeg. I don't know why they can't do it in Winnipeg, but they didn't. So from an X's and O's standpoint, I don't see much difference. I just see this is desperation time. Do you want to play again on Sunday, or are you done for the year?
Right. Carey, if the Blues are going to win tonight, what do you think the number one factor is if you were to just choose one factor?
I mean, it's easy to say Jordan Binnington playing well, but I think
all the
Jordans. But I think Jordan Kyrou needs to play well. I think he needs to be the best player on the ice. He has to score. That's what he's done. He has to be a facilitator. He has to do the things that he's done all year long and kind of carried this team in terms of goal scoring. I think that has to take place tonight for this team to have a victory.
I think for me, guys, it's almost as simple as testing Connor Hellebuck repeatedly. We know what this fan base at Enterprise Center did to Connor Hellebuck in Games 3 and 4, particularly 4, when they were all over him with the Connor.
We want Connor.
I mean, that was insane. You know the fans are going to go back to that. But it was irrelevant in Game 5, 1, 2, and 5. Obviously, you're on home ice, but the Blues didn't generate enough scoring chances. So I think if I'm going to go with one kind of fill in the blank, what do the Blues need to do to force a Game 7? It is repeatedly testing Connor Hellebuck the way you did in 3 and 4. And if they do that, I have zero concerns about Jordan Binnington playing well, and zero concerns about the Blues forcing a Game 7, which would be Sunday in Winnipeg.
Yeah, I agree. And look, this is going to be crazy in here. If the crowd is going to be nuts. They know how big of a part they've played in the home games here. In particular, look at 14 games in a row you've won on home ice. Imagine that for a second. You're a Blues fan, and you've been pretty much guaranteed to watch your team win for the last 14 home games.
No kidding.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good accomplishment from the team. Talking to the players, coaching staff, everybody knows there's going to be a lot of energy in this building. We talked about John Gruden making an appearance. I mean, it's going to be wild in here. And it's going to be wild downtown. Yeah. Cardinals apparently have sold 30,000 tickets to their game. We'll see about that. Battlehawks, what?
Battlehawks play tonight. Yep.
Battlehawks probably going to have 20 to 30,000.
I would say so.
You have 20,000 people here.
They had 30,000+ at the Battlehawks, the last home game for the Battlehawks, but I mean,
wasn't in direct competition.
No Blues playoff game.
An elimination game. But again, that being said, there's only so many seats in this building.
Sure.
I know there's going to be a watch party out in
South County. Out at Cafe Telegraph tonight. I'll be there from 7 to 9. So if you don't have tickets to any of the games and you're out in SoCo, come by Cafe Telegraph out in South County. I'll be there from 7 to 9. Yeah.
There'll also be a rally down here starting about 3.5 hours before puck drop at Union Station. Going to be a lot of alumni dropping by. Joey Vitale's going to be there. I don't know if John Gruden makes an appearance over there as well, but it's going to be electric downtown here tonight, and the home team feels that too. They do. And right now, the Winnipeg Jets, they can say all they want. They're not all that confident playing here tonight.
Right.
You've gotten your ass handed to you 2 games in a row. Not just beat, like, oh, we lost by a goal or 2. No, you got hammered to where your goalie had to get pulled twice.
Right.
So are they going to be motivated? Yeah. But even if you're motivated, you still have the back of your head like, it really didn't go very well the last couple times here.
No, and I'm not – obviously the Jets want to close things out. But psychologically, I wonder, guys, if there is a feeling of, well, hey, listen, we're up. We know they can't beat us in Winnipeg. So, you know, even if we lose tonight, we still have a chance on Sunday. Of course, you don't want to think that way, but I think psychologically, I wonder if that's in the back of their heads too.
I don't think they want to go back to Winnipeg for a Game 7. I mean, anything can happen in a Game 7. You already saw that Scheifele is out for this game because of an injury. Anything could happen tonight where another guy could go down. You don't want to have to play a Game 7 if you're Winnipeg. And if you're the Blues, you want to be loading up on a plane tonight or tomorrow and getting back up there and getting ready for Game 7. So you got to – I mean, we often talk about the difference in basketball or hockey or baseball where there's 5-game series or 7-game series, and football where there's one game. For the Blues, it's this one game. Like, it is win or go home. Literally, if you don't take care of your business tonight, your season is over. And that's a real thing to have to deal with and process, because you don't know what the hell you're going to do tomorrow if you don't win tonight.
Okay.
So you have to be locked in. Like I talked about it. We talked about it on Tuesday, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday, the passing in the skates. It wasn't crisp at times. And I think that you take care of the minor details. Jamie says it all the time. If you can't pass tape to tape, then you probably are in the wrong level.
Yeah.
So being crisp in your passes, getting the puck out of your zone, getting some ozone time and really getting more shots on net. I think the more volume that you get, the more shots Connor Hellebuck is going to give up some goals. He's going to give up some soft goals. He's going to give up some goals that he might not see, but you got to get the puck on the net, and you got to have some bodies in front of him to make life hard on him.
And here's what I've figured out throughout this series. A couple things. It took me a few games, but here's what I know to be true, at least in my mind, is Connor Hellebuck's feet are not elite. He's an elite goalie, but his footwork is not elite. And so he sets for shots a lot. And when he gets set, he sets himself up in this position where he doesn't have a secondary move. Meaning, if the pass goes somewhere, he's scrambling to make the save rather than just one leg push, slide over, chest on puck. Like we see Binnington do that a lot. Every now and then you see him go into the splits because it's a desperation moment. But Hellebuck in particular, when he sets for a shot, he sets his feet, like I call it a hard set, to where he's not moving from that point on. So he's relying upon defensemen and other people to take away, ancillary plays around him. Good indication of this was the Oscar Sundqvist. He made a beautiful save on that one, right?
Right.
But go back, watch that again. He thinks Nathan Walker's going to shoot, so he sets his feet. And then when the pass goes, he doesn't have any movement. Normal goalie would be knee down, left foot pad, push, and get across the ice to try and take it away. He goes, oh, crap, I'm just going to throw my stick out here as fast as I can. Hopefully I get it. Well, he did.
Yeah.
Now, had Oscar Sundqvist,
it's
had he just put pause, he could have slid it into an open net, like no problem. But in the moment, the heat of the battle, you're on a penalty kill. You're trying to just find the back of the net.
Right.
But here, part 2 of this, by the way. 9 of the goals on Hellebuck this series have gone high glove, 3 of them high blocker. So 12 of the goals up high. So when you see Jimmy Snuggerud's goal the other night, Connor Hellebuck is there. It's in his head. You watch him. He sets his feet, and he gets high. He gets big because he thinks they're going high on him.
Right.
That puck goes low, and everybody's like, how did he fit that in short side?
Yeah.
Because Hellebuck could not get down in time in a proper goalie butterfly. So he drops to his knees, but he doesn't get the pads flared out. So that's why it beat him there. So now Hellebuck, believe it or not, all the studying he does, because he studies more than any other goalie in the world, right?
In the history.
Yeah, that's probably the worst thing. That's probably his worst enemy right now.
He needs a Karen.
He does. He needs Karen to do it and tell him what's important.
There you go.
But because he probably is watching so much film in his own head, now he's thinking they're going high every time. Now's the time to start firing pucks low at the feet.
Yeah.
Especially knowing now that he's planting his feet low to the corners, to me would be a good idea.
That's great. That's a great breakdown. That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Should Jim Montgomery have been a finalist for the Jack Adams Award? Absolutely. We'll tell you why next on 101 ESPN.
Sleep.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a Fast Line on 101 ESPN live from Enterprise Center ahead of Game 6 tonight, which you can listen to right here on 101 ESPN and the Blues Radio Network. Well, the Jack Adams Award finalists list was the candidates were released. The list of candidates were released, and our guy Jim Montgomery was not on it. And I know this is going to sound like the, Homer
Simpson?
Simpson is going to sound like Homer Simpson on me, but why the hell wasn't Jim Montgomery named one of the Jack Adams Award finalists?
Yeah, I have no idea.
For what he did here.
I really have no idea. Like, you look at the finalists. First of all, Spencer Carberry with the Washington Capitals. They were a 1 point in the playoff last year, 8th place, second wild card team. First, or second, rather, in the league this year.
Yeah.
Did a hell of a job.
He did.
Okay? Martin St. Louis took the Montreal Canadiens, were like a bottom feeder team.
To the playoffs.
Got him in the playoffs.
Right.
Well deserved. Scott Arniel, yes, Winnipeg won the President's Trophy, best team in the league, but I don't know how much work he had to do. Like, the roster's loaded, top to bottom. You have the best regular season goalie in between your pipes. I mean, it's always an accomplishment when a team wins a President's Trophy. I just look at, was his coaching the major reason? They've been a playoff team every year. Like, it's not like they missed the playoffs for 2 years and all of a sudden took over and they're first in the league.
Yeah.
And he was an assistant coach there before, and he actually was head coach for half of the season, the season before, because Rick Bowness had some family issues going on. His wife wasn't feeling well, and he had to take a leave of absence. So it's not like he came in out of nowhere with this team. And maybe I just don't like his overall demeanor, listening to him talk every day here for the last 7 days. I'm not sure, okay? I don't know if it plays a part in it.
You might be biased.
I might be. But I look at the Blues, and when Monty took over, things weren't terrible, but they weren't great. And then before the Four Nations tournament, you're 8 points out of a playoff spot. You rip off 12 in a row. You close out Utah to make the playoffs when nobody thought that was going to happen. And now you're in Game 6 with the Jets. I know playoff games don't count in this voting process, but I just thought I voted. I got to vote, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah.
Look at you.
So the three guys I picked, my finalists, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell, but I'm doing it anyways, were Spencer Carberry, Martin St. Louis, and Jim Montgomery. Those were my picks.
Nice.
I just felt like those three individuals had the biggest impact on their team.
Sure.
The fact that Monty got left off, it's unfortunate, but I'm sure they probably thought, well, he got fired this year too.
Right. But, how did Boston do after
Not great.
after he left, after
were
he got
already
fired?
I think it did.
How'd they do?
Dead last.
Dead last?
Yeah.
No, I had a good season.
Yeah. I think it does have to do with the fact that he was fired earlier this year. And maybe that's not his fault. Maybe the team just stunk and there's nothing that they could do about it. But I think to put him on the list, the finalist list for Coach of the Year, I think that would be looked at in a strange way for other people. Maybe not the people here, but outside of here. Your answer was, how good is he? He got fired from another place. We know how good he is. We've seen what he's done with this team and how he's transformed this team from a team that was looking from on the outside looking into a team that is firmly into the playoffs and looking to force a Game 7 and continue on. But I think just the fact that he did get fired earlier this year, I think that's part of the reason why you could say that's why we left him off of the list.
Sorry, Jamie. It's a fair point. It really is. But is it explainable? And I think it is. Boston becomes a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
He's let go. It's not like he stepped into a Ferrari.
Yeah.
This Blues team is really good, but it needed a lot of coaching.
Yep.
It needed a coach that was going to unlock and unleash Jordan Kyrou, unlock and give the opportunities to Zach Bolduc. We know now that the Blues have forced a Game 6 with the President's Trophy winning team, the Jets. But when Monty first took over, he stepped into a vehicle that had promise but needed a lot of work. And Jamie, to your point, it took a while.
Yep.
Then they hit the 12-game winning streak, which was not a fluke. It was a combination of things that really started to kind of work in the Blues' favor, in the start of the new year. they made the push, they made the playoffs, and now they're wreaking havoc.
So we get a text here from the 618. It's good. It's a great text. The Chief didn't win the Jack Adams either the year they won the Cup. And Chief was not he was not fired that year. He took over a team that was at one point in dead last in the NHL.
Right.
And he brought that team to a playoff and then obviously a Stanley Cup championship. And Craig Berube was overlooked that year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is the broadcasters that vote on this. So I don't know what they don't give us any direction. They don't give any guidance. They want it to be completely our own opinion, our own thoughts. But I would just love to be able to sit in a room with all these guys and see who voted for who and ask them, like, what's your criteria? Mm-hmm. Like, what is it? He got fired, he's disqualified because he got fired once, but then he took a team that was not going to make the playoffs. He took them to the playoffs.
Yeah, a team that, he had some familiarity with, but there's a lot of new players here, too.
Lots.
I mean, if anybody should have had some success with this team, is actually Drew Bannister, who coached a lot of these guys in the minors.
Yeah, he had a lot of the younger players.
So Jim Montgomery coming in, he was familiar with parts of this roster, but not the whole thing.
No.
Especially the young guys. So I don't know. It doesn't take away from what Jim Montgomery has accomplished already here.
No.
But it would have been a nice, just even if he didn't win it, a nice hat tip to him.
I think if he wasn't fired from the Bruins early, like if it was the same situation as Berube was, he was hired and then they took off in the manner in which, because this team looks drastically different than what they did under Bannister. Mm-hmm. And so I think that I would believe that probably weighed into it. And again, maybe it's not fair, but if you were to ask them, they looks like they chose the teams that were the top two teams in the East and the West, and then a team that hadn't been to the playoffs in 3 years, and they're like, yep, those three guys have done a phenomenal job. And that's it.
636 brings up a good question, too. A good point. Says, how come they didn't put Travis Green, head coach of Ottawa, as well? I mean, that's a team that hadn't made the playoffs in 7 years.
Very true. And
in his first year behind the bench, he gets them into the playoffs and could have beaten the Leafs. 2 of those games were decided in overtime. Mm-hmm. So, I guess maybe that's the old story of there's several people deserving.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt Spencer Carberry did a great job with that team. You had Alex Ovechkin. You had a team that had to stay focused during a historic run, too, which is not always easy to do. Marty St. Louis with that team should not have been a playoff team, but he turned them into one. It's interesting every year that there's 1 or 2 coaches that get left off of this finalist ballot, and you can easily have a great argument supporting why they should be there.
Right. Well, let's just win the whole cup, and we'll prove a lot of these writers wrong.
Only one thing left to do.
Yep.
Win the whole Fast Lane thing. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We've got the lineup game for you next. Hey, just want to let everybody know that the app and streaming is back up. So if you've had issues trying to stream the show via the app, it's back up. It's back up and running. So you can listen to us here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN for the next couple of hours as we head into Game 6 pregame with Alex Ferrario. Again, right here on 101 ESPN. The puck will drop a little after 7 o'clock on the Blues Radio Network. Time to play the lineup game. This is where we guess what Ollie Marmol has put together for his lineup as the Cardinals open up a new series against the New York Mets, who, if we remember correctly, boys, they swept the Cardinals
We don't remember.
at
It's a while
Citi
ago.
Field in Queens. Yeah.
We do remember now.
Clay Holmes is going to be the starter for the Mets. He is a right-hander.
Sherlock's
Right-hander Clay
nephew?
Holmes. Yes, it is.
Probably. Great
All right.
nephew.
Shall we start off with the Newt?
Yeah, this is getting too predictable. Ollie's getting a little stale.
Oh, I don't
here
like
again.
what you're doing.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Copy and paste.
Best way to go about it.
Show us Lars Taylor Tetsui Nupar.
International superstar.
Told you.
Watch out, don't run into any walls or anything.
All right.
This was Mason Wynn
Yeah.
Oh,
the last time we played.
I
Yesterday.
think
days
Mason win
ago?
again.
What's today? I don't know what the days are.
Friday.
Today's Friday. Today's Blues game day.
It is.
Game
That's-
6
that's
tonight,
all that
Gary.
matters. Show us. Are we good with this?
I am.
I'm not good with anything you have to say today. Okay?
Fair.
Even better. Show us Mason Wynn.
Duckett. Bring me that arm.
All right. Donovan.
Oh, it's Donnie Baseball. Yeah.
Gotta be.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
Boys, got an issue with me?
Nope. Go ahead.
Do your thing.
Show us Nolan Arenado.
A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
That's great advice.
I do think that's really good advice.
It is.
If they're paying you to,
Might
you
as
don't
well.
ever stop.
Well, you don't necessarily have to be paid.
Well, no, Jamie.
If you-
If you're getting paid to play, don't.
Sometimes there's people that play like men's league and things, and they think they're scouts up watching. Well, you should see how hard they try.
I would hate to be the bearer of bad news. They're probably not there.
Yeah, it's a little.
Probably, but you don't know for sure.
Okay, give your best effort at all times.
There are some players where you're like,
Never
this
know.
team just practiced last night. They had a morning skate before this 10 o'clock game on a Sunday night.
They are not prepared.
There are a lot of tryhards, Marshy.
Yeah. All right.
Wilson.
Well done.
Yep.
Wilson.
Good call.
Well done.
We're all good.
Yes, sir.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
That's true. That's good advice.
All right, boys. What do you think about Nolan Gorman?
I actually think Nolan, he's been struggling a bit, but I don't think it's Burley.
How about Walker?
That's where I think it would be. I think Walker is going to, I think he might move up. If Gorman is in the lineup, I would think he's after Walker. If Burley is in the lineup, I would think he's before Walker.
All right.
So who do you have? Do you have Burley in or Gorman in?
I have Gorman in.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you do it.
What do you think?
I think it's Walker here.
I think
Walker here.
I think it's Burleson. The last time this
man.
team won, when they scored 9 runs, they had Burleson, Walker, Gorman.
Well, Burley and Gorman not playing today.
Wow. All right. So Marsh thinks it's Burley,
I think it's Walker.
and you
I
think,
think Walker had a day off that day.
and you think it's
I think it's either Burley or Walker. If Burley isn't playing, then I think it's Walker. If Gorman is, yeah,
make a call.
yeah, we got a perfect game on the line.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Just so I'm not saying you.
Don't screw it up, Carey.
Just what do you think? Is this Walker or Burley for you? Because Marsh is in for Burley.
I would.
Jamie says Walker.
It should be Burley because he should be playing.
But then get off your ass and say it.
But it's probably Gorman.
Jeez, here we go. Anthony, you just go. Just go.
You make it.
Just hijack it.
It's your show.
Show us.
Tell everybody.
Jordan Walker.
I told
Damn
you,
it, Anthony.
It's Burleson.
I said it should be Burley.
But why didn't you say it, though? You
I
can't
said
do
it
that.
loud.
You can't,
They heard me say
you can't shrivel up and then act like you had the size of church.
It's cold in
Marsh,
here.
go ahead.
Jamie.
It's cold in here.
Show us Alec Burleson.
I thought I told you I'm a star. You're already acting like you're a star, and we haven't even opened yet.
Ooh, we get the double ding.
Double ding.
You guys like the double ding?
Double ding.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't?
Now, this is Jordan Walker.
Okay.
Show us Jordan Walker.
Oh, God.
Oh, did I get slapped?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Way to go, Carey. Go rogue. Way to go.
Okay.
Nah, man, I'm sorry. They said the young player was going to play every game. What the hell do I know?
They lied.
Clearly.
You know that.
Is this Pajes?
Yeah, we need a catcher, guys. You know it's not Contreras.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Show us Petey Pages. Okay, you know what, Bradford?
Jamie.
It's Gorman.
No, it's not Gorman. Is it?
So Walker's not in.
Is it Pozo?
Maybe he is in, and he's batting further down. Who the heck knows?
Marsh, what do you got?
Show us Nolan Gorman.
Oh, God.
Swing Serenade is brought to you by Gorman's.
Dingers! Hang me a curve and I will hit. Dingers!
All right, so Gorman is at second then. Donovan is in left.
Oh, no.
Newt in right. Yeah. Because this is
a catcher.
A catcher, and then
What do we have, an LHP or an RHP?
RHP.
RHP.
Oh, okay.
You know me.
I do.
Marsh, we're just going to stick with you. Go ahead.
All right, show us Pedro Pajes.
Smithers, throw this at him. You're out!
Maybe.
Stay hot, Marsh.
Show us Victor Scott II.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Way to go, Marsh. You saved our bacon. Run it, Bradford.
All right, guys, here we go. Your leadoff hitter and right fielder for this evening's series opener against the Mets, Lars Nootbaar, followed by the shortstop, Mason Wynn, number 2-hole hitter. Brendan Donovan is your left fielder, batting third. The cleanup man and hot corner extraordinaire is Nolan Arenado. First baseman, Wilson Contreras, batting fifth, followed by Marshy, 6-hole hitter, Alec Burleson, the designated hitter. Number 7 in the order is Nolan Gorman, your second baseman. Catcher, Pedro Pajes, batting 8th, and finally rounding it out, your center fielder, Victor Scott II.
Back. Stay fair! Go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run!
All right, Marsh. What's our latest standings?
Yeah, it's still 3-2-1-1. Anthony, unfortunately, I know you tried to give yourself points for the Nootbaar home run that we all agreed that did not count. So
I picked Nootbaar.
They didn't play.
They didn't play.
Yeah, it didn't count.
The very next game.
You know the rules. It's in the bylaws.
Newt hit a home run. It's a carryover.
Nope, not how that works.
Well, I'll protest.
All right.
All right, give me the big, strong guy for the Cardinals, Nolan Gorman.
Ooh. All right. Jamie?
Alrighty. Let's see here. Let's go with, I think Big Willie's getting one today. Wilson Contreras.
Who you going with? Something or you?
No.
You're up.
Me?
Don't
Yep.
tell him. He does this stuff all the time.
Me?
No, I'm not mad at you.
Not today.
He's mad at me.
Keep that up, though.
He's mad at me.
Gotcha.
Buddy, you have it coming so bad. I have no idea. I know where you live, and I've seen where you sleep.
Oh, man. Give me Nolan Arenado.
All right. Give me Victor Scott.
Whoa!
For 3.
Anthony, you are risque.
I'm going to shake things up here.
Yeah, you are.
Bradford, complimentary 1 to you. Who do you got?
Tell you guys, back in the lineup installed at the DH spot, look for Alec Burleson to achieve liftoff versus Clay Holmes. Tonight, the RBIs start flowing in.
Wait, Bradford, now, is that a real pick or an emotional pick?
No, it's
Marshy likes a lot of emotional picks.
No, it's justifiable. I'm telling you, Holmes is going to put one right down to central Burleson and in his first at-bat to boot.
So if he doesn't get it his first at-bat,
it shouldn't count.
Doesn't count, right? After that?
You guys can hold me to task 2 weeks from now or whatever I fill in.
It might be 3 if you keep that out.
Well, that means I get no days off, I guess.
You've already had enough, Marshy. All right?
Yeah, you had one on Monday.
Monday. I mean, come on.
Hey.
How many do you want? I mean, Carey's leaving at 5 o'clock today. I mean, how many do you want?
Wait,
When are you leaving?
when are you
Jamie?
leaving?
I'll be in the building. I'm not leaving anywhere.
You leave.
Leaving the show.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving yet.
We're watching you.
I'm down there waving at you guys.
Hey, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're live at Enterprise Center. We're going to do some Blues cues next, so get your Blues-related questions into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. If you have a Blues-related question, send it in, and we'll answer them next. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Jamie Rivers and Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Blues, Jets tonight, boys. Game 6. It will not be an elimination game. We will force a Game 7 in Winnipeg on Sunday. So let's not even talk about elimination. We do have our Blues cues up right now, so send in your Blues-related questions to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Marsh, take it away.
Yes. The people want to know, Jamie, from the 314, does Monty give you a grab or a pinch?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's more of a pat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's a pat.
All this alleged grabbing of booty and pinching, I don't know.
Wow.
I cannot confirm or deny that any of that has happened or continues to happen. I can't confirm that. It's more of a grab.
So some people,
I don't blame him, really.
Some people correlate the Blues winning streak to this grab or pinch or whatever people are calling it these days.
The hand warmer, we call it.
The hand warmer. When that happened, the Blues went on a heater of themselves.
Yeah. It's no lie. But this is where we are, Andrew. It's where several people, not only myself and the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, several people are sacrificing on a daily basis for the betterment of this team.
Yeah.
And I feel like, if nothing else, I'm doing a very small part in what's going on here.
Everybody has a role. Isn't that what they say in the game?
They said that, and at one point the players had me in the middle of the room with all of them talking to me, and they basically told me that not all heroes wear capes, but I should. And I didn't accept that. I said, no, guys, although I'm probably doing most of the heavy lifting, you guys are doing a pretty good job too.
Well, you don't want to wear a cape either. We saw that in that one documentary, that hero that wore that cape and then got sucked up into the airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no capes.
No capes.
Although I have worn a cape before, Anthony.
Have you?
And I have portrayed a superhero.
Ah.
Yeah.
What time was it?
Which one?
Yeah, what time was it?
What?
What time of day
Was it
actually
7 o'clock?
Middle of the afternoon, Carey.
Oh, okay, so it's for the kids.
I can see that.
Superhero
No.
party.
Going by the high schools, grade schools.
No, absolutely not.
From the 314.
Nope, not that cape on.
Keep the feet moving on that one.
From the 314.
Fast, super fast. Almost as fast as me going up
/ when the Blues win tonight. Does it concern you that Jordan Binnington has not won a game in Winnipeg since 2021 is continuing to lose in the series when in Winnipeg?
No, you know why it doesn't concern me? What's Game 7? Anthony, what is it? What do they call that game?
Do or die?
Yeah. Who the hell do you want in your net in a do or die game?
That'd be Jordan Martin Binnington.
That's not his middle name. It's just not. It's just not his middle name.
I don't know.
Probably Martin Brodeur, right, Anthony?
Jordan Martin Brodeur Binnington.
Yeah.
It's just not his middle name.
He just gave him a new name.
By the way, I'm going to tell his dad. Dad's going to be here tonight.
Let's find out. What is his middle name?
My bad.
By the way, his dad's like 6'10".
Jordan.
He's enormous. Honestly, I think he's like 6'8". He walked by and go, holy moly.
Look at that defensive end.
Old Jordan.
John Binnington. Great dude.
Yeah. Jordan Dominic Binnington.
No, I definitely know it's not Martin or Marty.
Oh, you don't even know?
I know it's not that.
Okay.
Because guys would have told me by now. It's going to be something basic.
Well, what is it?
I don't know.
Like Brian.
We don't know.
If anybody knows who's listening, who's part of the team, you can tell me.
Wikipedia doesn't know.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, I
doesn't have
it says it's not publicly available.
Oh, no.
Oh, he doesn't want anybody to know.
No. So it's
Maybe he doesn't have one.
It's probably like Jordan
Grant Fuhr Binnington. I don't know.
Pumpernickel Binnington, you know?
Pumpernickel.
Yeah.
What?
PK for short. Jordan.
No,
PK Binnington.
no, you can't do that.
All right, listen, Jamie, I'm trying here.
We got to figure
You're
this
just
out.
shooting down ideas.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Who cares?
Okay.
I like your thought process there, Anthony.
Thank you, Mark.
Either way, he's the guy I want in between the pipes. So I don't care if he'd lost 100 games in Winnipeg. The 101st game, if it's a deciding Game 7, he's winning that game.
Yes.
Jordan Michael Binnington.
Yeah, I told you. Not Marty.
Michael.
No.
Yeah. Michael.
JMB.
Yeah.
Not Marty.
I don't know if that's it either.
He does love Michael
JMB.
Jordan.
There it is.
It's his favorite athlete.
You see what I did
And
there?
I'm not making that up.
Totally. What I did there?
I'm not making that up.
Who's his favorite
Jordan Michael Binnington.
Who's his favorite athlete?
I believe it's Michael Jordan.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that in his interview with Pavel Buchnevich.
Smart
Yes,
man.
the Booch session.
The Booch session.
His dad was a huge Michael Jordan fan.
Now.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I'm onto something.
We're getting somewhere.
That's why he has
That's
that
why his
clutch
name's
gene.
Jordan.
There you go.
Because of Michael Jordan.
There's that clutch gene.
All right. From the 217.
And that chip on their shoulder.
Do you guys see the Blues going after a big-name free agent this summer?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't know. What, a couple things that people need to know. The cap is going up. You're not going to get a whole lot of cap relief from players that are leaving. Radek Fox is an unrestricted free agent. I personally would love to see the Blues keep him. But if they don't, that's $3 million off the books. And that's not God talking to us in the background. They're working on the PA here. And also, Ryan Suter. Blues up 1-0, boys.
Yes.
Nice goal there. Also, Ryan Suter's like,
wow,
2-0.
Quick goals.
I like to start with
having quick goals.
That's like the game 4.
Yeah.
Game 3.
Game 3, you're right. It's all a blur to me at this point. But Ryan Suter's also a UFA, and he's $750 that comes off the books. But with the bonuses that Ryan Suter attained or achieved this year, the Blues are actually in dead cap space of over $2 million next year because they have an overage of bonuses. Now the cap goes up. And, who knows if they'll move on from a player or two that are on the current roster via trade or buyout or who knows. Do they add a big star? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if it's in the Blues' arsenal. When is the last time they added a big star via free agency? Like they traded for Ryan O'Reilly, who I would say is a star, not a big star. They traded for Braden Shen, but he wasn't a star yet.
Ryan O'Reilly.
I just said he wasn't
Yeah, it's got to be Mike Hoffman, right?
That was.
Well,
I mean,
wow. But let's go back.
Justin Falk.
In the new era of the salary cap era, when is the last time the Blues went and rocked the world with a big free agent signing? Maybe there's an obvious one that's eluding me. But the Army, especially Army, has been about trading for a player or drafting and developing a player.
What about Paul Correa?
But he wasn't really a star then. He was at the end of his...
I'm just thinking of, names, though.
Yeah.
I mean, no, but that to your point, though, it's been a while.
Jamie Rivers.
That was a hell of a signing in 2006, 2007.
Yes,
I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Although it didn't cost them very much at all.
Yeah, it's not about the cost, it's about the name.
In fact, I think I owed them money by the time they sent me a bill for hotel rooms. I'm like, don't you pay for these? No, not with your contract.
Should have talked to your agent, sorry.
Yeah.
They could have got that for free if you would have been the GM.
Could have. Could have been part of a trade, got a free room.
All right, from the 618, can we let the coaches fight pregame and have John Gruden as the referee?
Okay, so let's talk about this. One, I played with Monty and against Monty, and although not big in stature, wily. I'll accidentally on purpose stick you in the face type guy. I played against Scott Arniel too, and he was okay, but now looking at him, he's substantially older than Monty. He looks a little frail at times. I don't really like his overall attitude regarding anything at this point. I'm going with my guy, Monty. Monty took a puck in the face at practice the other day. Didn't miss a game.
Yeah. He almost took another one in Game 5. Yeah. Did you notice that?
He had a welt on his face.
They don't care.
Where was he? Behind the bench next game.
Darn right he was.
Scott Arniel be calling the league, crying about it.
Yeah.
Shot pumps at me.
Maybe.
That's your own team.
Jamie, what do these playoff matches do in terms of off-ice relationships? Because Monty and Arniel, they have that relationship, but when they're talking back and forth, during a series, is that just within the game itself?
It's no different than when I would play against a former teammate, throw the mitts down and punch each other in the face for a minute and a half, and then go have a beer after the game. Same thing.
Yeah.
You can't take it personal. Yeah. You just can't. Each coach, each player, the trainer, everybody from top to bottom in the organization, their one goal is winning as many games as you can to win the Stanley Cup. That's it. And if along the way you insult somebody, hurt somebody's feelings, whatever it is, we all know, because if I had the chance, I'd do it back to you too.
Right.
So they're fine. They're fine. As soon as the series is over, they'll shake hands in the handshake line, and everything will be back to normal. So I don't worry about that stuff.
From 618, how will Ehlers return to the lineup for the Jets? How will that affect Monty's game plan and how the Blues go about the game tonight from a strategic standpoint?
Just doesn't. At this point of the series, it just doesn't. Like, Scheifele out, Ehlers in. Good player, good player. One out, one in. Now, are they the same style of player? No. They play the same position? No. But they're still equally good. I don't think anything changes. You're just aware. Ehlers is in the lineup. He's going to play alongside this guy and this guy. Let's make sure we're on our toes. He's coming back from, I believe, a broken foot or a foot injury. Let's see how that feels.
Yeah.
Let's buzz the tower. Carey, I'm not suggesting that they do this.
Hey, listen.
But here's what I know to be true from my standpoint. Is I'd probably go and slash both feet to make sure, try and find out which one hurt. The bad one.
Yeah.
Which one's your bad foot? Oh, it's my left one. I slashed the right one because he's not going to tell me the truth.
Yeah. He's going to fool you.
Let's test it, and let's test the stability.
Yeah.
Rock him. Get a hit on him. You want to test a foot, like you're going to plant that foot and hold your balance. Like, let's see how good he feels, how inspired he is to play the game.
You always.
That sounds terrible, doesn't it?
No.
It's
No. It's
people tell me sometimes that
strategy.
it sounds barbaric.
If I hurt an ankle in a game, I would tell the trainers tape both.
Shouldn't have been out there.
That's a good call.
Yeah. If I hurt an ankle in a game, I tell the trainer to tape both of them, because I don't want them to see tape on my left shoe, know that my left ankle is bothering me. You better take both of them.
It's funny because I did that one time. I blocked a shot. It shattered the inside of my foot. It was bad. I played on it, though. I wore a boot around all day long and put my foot in my skate and played anyways. But I had the trainer put on extra plastic on both skates.
Yeah.
So they couldn't tell which one it was.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
Again, just smart.
The old, look over here.
We'll do one more from the 314. Kyrou, Shin, and Neighbors are a combined minus 11. Their individual success has come on the power play, which you don't get a plus for. That line has no chemistry, especially 5-on-5. I don't understand why he keeps them together at all. What are your thoughts on that second line for the Blues?
Well, one, at this point of the season and series, I'm probably not going to second guess the coach. I'm just not. I have said it before, and I've said it to whoever. It doesn't matter. I would have at least tried Zach Bolduc up there for a period or two, see what it looks like. But I understand why Jake Neighbors is still there, and it's not Jake's fault. Let me be clear. I'm not removing Jake Neighbors. I'm just trying to put Bolduc to change the look of it a little bit. But what Neighbors and Shen have been able to do that doesn't show up on the immediate stats, the combined hits those two guys have while playing together is off the charts. Like, I think Jake Neighbors is leading the NHL in hits in the first round of the playoffs, and Braden Shen's right there too. So you put those two guys together, they're wrecking balls out there. So the plus minus not great, but they might be doing bigger things for the team than the eye can see with how physical they are. That would be my thought as to why they've stayed together. And maybe Monty doesn't want to drop Jake Neighbors. Maybe he thinks he's earned the ice time that he's getting. There's a lot of things that go into it that sometimes on the surface, this doesn't make sense. Then you dive into it deeper and deeper and deeper, and you watch the game and you go, oh, okay. Now I get it.
Right.
That being said, I'd like to see tonight would be an amazing night to get some production out of that line.
Absolutely. Tonight we do have the coverage for you of the Blues and the Jets, Game 6, 101 ESPN, 6 o'clock pregame. The Blues Radio Network, 7 o'clock puck drop, again, between the Blues and the Jets. Is there a way that the Cardinals can win consistently this season and surprise us? How does that look? Cardinals are 14-18 heading into their weekend series with the Mets at Busch Stadium. They're 5 games back in the NL Central. Plus two run differential. Nobody really expected, Jamie, the Blues, or the Cardinals, the Cardinals to put together a bunch of wins and have a really good April. I think that, if anything, we look at this team as about where they were a year ago, about an 83-win team or so, right? Is that fair? 83?
I think that's a lofty expectation at this point.
At this point, but I think at some point they'll just...
I don't know. The team was pretty happy with 83 wins.
They were.
Some would say it's equal to 100. Am I too much?
Let's
I'm
fantasize.
sorry. Am I frustrating you?
No, not at all.
A little bit?
No, I think you're speaking the truth, and I like that.
I made a bit of a jerk.
Let's fantasize, though. Okay, let's fantasize.
Got my ear.
If the Cardinals are to...
Got my leg. What the hell are you doing? It's got weird.
Are you done?
Not yet. Keep going.
Sicko. We're in a very small space here. Carey, sit down.
Come on, Carey. Give me one more in here.
It's unbelievable.
The way my knees feel here, it is it's unbearable. I can't straighten my legs out. I can't turn right or left. I have to walk.
Carey, you have quite a bit of room. I mean, you're a big guy, but...
Oh, I didn't know I could scoot back.
Yeah.
Hell.
You're not Shaquille O'Neal here. Like, come on.
Oh, that's much better.
Look at him now. Now he's happy.
Whew.
Happy.
All right,
Carey,
fellas,
look,
go ahead.
Rub his belly. Watch his leg.
Please watch me go to sleep.
No.
Go ahead. You're just rubbing my leg. Rub his belly.
What are we talking about here?
Oh, Anthony's getting in one here.
I love the professionalism of this show. I wake up every day and I say to myself, I work with the best.
I don't think he said that, Jamie. I don't think he said that.
I don't think he means it.
I don't either.
That's the
For some reason, when it came out of his mouth, I didn't believe it.
Anthony, you've been with me for 4 or 5 years, buddy. Like, you wake up still thinking that? Yeah. That's on you at this point, okay?
Expecting more, huh?
Yeah. Like,
let go of your dreams, Anthony.
The first week of shows, he knew.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Let it go, brother.
I just said, here goes my radio career. Anyways, no, I love you.
I take that.
Both of you. All right, so,
Appreciate
guys.
it. Here he is again. Nice touching us both.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals, they're going to surprise this year, and they're going to win.
They are?
No.
Oh.
I said before you sat down, I want to
professionalism at its best right now. Lying to our audience.
This is a fantasy.
A fantasy.
That's what we started with, and I said, all right,
okay,
I'm all ears, Anthony.
Yeah.
And he put his head on my leg. I said, oh, that's where we're going.
Okay, all right.
See how it started, Carey? And he talks about me being a pro.
Yeah.
If we fantasize about the Cardinals being good this year, how does that look? In all seriousness.
Fantasize?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like,
what I
dream
see
scenario that's
is
also realistic.
Dark room, candles,
okay,
soft music.
Is this before the game? After
We're fantasizing, right?
Yeah. No, but about the Cardinals.
Yeah, but
no,
way?
On the field.
I'm not.
On the
field.
field. Yeah,
when you use that word, it's confusing.
Maybe you gotta clarify.
Well, that's on
So
me.
how about this?
My fault.
What are our expectations for the Cardinals?
No, we can't do that because the expectations are they're not going to be good.
So what are our unreal expectations?
This is a make-believe scenario.
Yeah,
if we were
in which we're Carey, it's confusing. I saw you. It was confusing to you,
yeah,
too.
he just said he just.
What's the most optimistic vision?
I got it.
That you
All right,
have?
here we go.
Go ahead, Carey.
The Cardinals win the division. They do so by great pitching. Ryan Helsley leads the league in saves. He got some work to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you win more games, then you have more opportunities. The Cardinals win the division, and they make it to the NLCS. That is a fantasy for
That's insanity.
That is insanity.
That's
but
past the fantasy.
I appreciate at least you trying.
How do they get there?
What is the realistic?
No, you said
just said fantasy.
You said fantasy.
Let me finish.
He wants a realistic fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh.
A realistic
break coming up.
A realistic viewpoint of the Cardinals that is optimistic. For example, we know that some of these young players have a lot of potential, right? So, don't
I didn't say.
look at me like that. We know they have a lot of potential. So, like Jordan Walker taking that proverbial next step, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mason Wynn, same deal. Newt stays hot, and this offense carries the team to a wild card berth. Like, that's not too unrealistic, and it's also
Who's
optimistic.
pitching?
This starting pitching is actually been good.
That's a little unrealistic then. That offense ain't good enough to carry. We don't have the Dodgers offense right now, okay, Anthony? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know what you said.
You know what? I tried. All right? I tried.
Well, I thought I answered the question perfectly. You said romanticize, fantasize.
Do you see the pitching staff like staying good though? The starting staff.
I can see the starting staff having a day. And when I say a day, I mean like a bad day. Every now and then.
How often? Every 3 days?
5 starts?
No, not every 5. Like
every 3.
Once every 5 starts.
We just said that.
Right, once every 5.
Oh, is that what you said? Oh, I thought you said every 5 starts. I'm like, no.
I may have to your
It's a
in defense of you, I may have said that. I meant
once every 5.
Yeah.
I didn't. Listening
Which I think
is
is
not my
the same
best.
thing.
Oh, it might be. Comprehension isn't great either on my end.
Oh my goodness.
I'll tell you what, I've done a lot of bad radio on this on these airwaves. This may be the worst.
This is the best. The best of the worst.
Just the worst. This is the worst segment I have ever done in radio.
I don't believe you.
I blame myself.
We've had way worse.
I don't know.
We've had some bad ones.
This has been pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's been really bad.
No, we've had way worse. I guarantee we've had worse.
All right, I'm pulling the plug.
All right.
I'm pulling the plug on this.
What did we?
I think we learned. I think what we learned here is there is no
our
fantasy.
expectations are unrealistic.
Then we can bring it
What
on.
I was trying to do
No
was
matter
like,
what fantasy
hey,
you have in your head.
We've all just crapped on this team since the offseason.
I didn't crap
really
on them.
since 3
I said
years.
they're fun to watch.
Did you?
I did. I said actually they're kind of fun to watch. I mean, I said that. Do I believe it now? I don't know.
Okay, so no.
Well,
Anthony, I have a real answer for you.
Go ahead, Marsh, please.
Oh, boy.
If the Cardinals are going to win at all in any capacity, I think the best way for them is to take care of business against the teams that they should beat.
Who should they beat?
Like the lower level teams.
How's
like
the record against those teams right now?
They're okay.
But there's not many teams behind them. That's the thing, though.
Oh, Jamie with another truth
No,
bomb.
Marshy, correct me if I'm wrong. It's not like they're in third place.
Yeah,
They played the Twins. They swept the Twins. They dropped 2 of 3 to the Angels. They shouldn't have done that.
The Angels are dead last, and how'd they do?
How'd they do against the Pirates?
2 of 3. They lost.
Oh.
They lost 2 or 3 against the Pirates?
Yes, sir.
See what I'm saying, Carey?
Yeah. They lost 2 or 3 against the Angels as well, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yes.
And the Angels are dead last.
And they split against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Right, but that's my point, though. You have to beat those teams, like because the way this team is constructed, you're not beating the top teams. And now you did take 2 of 3 against Philly. Like you need to have more series like that.
Yeah.
But the problem with them is they're just not consistent enough because I believe
So
they're not good enough and they're young players.
All right, so Marsh, if I'm hearing you correctly, they got to beat the teams that they should, and they should have more good series against the good teams.
Who are we considering the teams that they should beat?
I tried to say that, Carey.
Anthony, when you say that, it sounds really stupid, but that may have been, I'm just biased, could have been the smartest thing said this segment.
Guys, we have a comment from the 573 that says, if this is the worst segment ever, then I want y'all to be bad because this is great.
There you go. See?
Now, I don't know how much they've been drinking.
Yeah.
It is Friday. It is 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is.
Or maybe they got a great job. Maybe they're independently wealthy and
they're off today.
Maybe they're retired at a young age. Either way, congratulations.
Do you guys remember Sharknado?
Yeah,
That
there's a few
movie?
of them.
Yeah.
Some people love
And it's just so bad. You're like, I got to keep watching this.
Yeah.
That's what this segment was. This segment was Sharknado.
Yeah.
I don't think
And
so.
before anybody says it, I know I brought up the Sharks.
That's really
See,
kind of,
you did that.
that's kind of a crappy
No
thing
one
to
was
do
gonna
on
say
a
that.
Blues game day.
Everybody was going to say that. 3, 2, 1. Activate the text line.
Nobody was thinking
See,
it.
nobody said it.
Everybody was saying it.
Problem is you're so self-aware of it now. That's really sad. I'm sorry you feel that way, Anthony. Like it must be
Don't.
tough
Just don't.
to be a Sharks fan in Blues country.
I'm not a Sharks fan.
Today.
Never have been.
Today you're not.
I can't name.
That teal was coming up that
yeah.
runway, though.
That is a cool sweater.
See?
Great logo.
It is.
It is. It's a great logo.
Marshy, you'd have to agree. You're a logo guy.
The Sharks logo? Yeah, I like it better than the one that they previously had. I'm glad they went back to the teal uniforms. I really like it.
No, but the shark biting through the hockey stick?
Oh, it's a classic logo. Yeah, Anthony has anxiety about Game 6s. That's
Oh, boy. Only half his team showed up for Game 6 that one time. in
We're all
2019.
banged up.
No.
I don't mean like guys only played half well. No, only half of the number of guys could take the
They're a
ice.
little beat up that series.
Are they? They had PTSD for a year after
Yeah, not great. That was the end of that
era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sammy Blay personally put 3 guys out of that series.
Yeah.
The Blues, if you think about it, the Blues ruined the Chicago Blackhawks. I don't think they've won a series ever since, unless you count that bubble stuff.
The play-in, which the NHL thought was stupid too, Carey.
And I don't think the Sharks have been the same since the Blues beat them up, too. And, of course, the Wild can't win a first-round series.
Okay, but here I'll say this. One, I know we don't like the Minnesota Wild here, but now that we're not playing them, they're out, it's irrelevant. I'll say this about the Minnesota Wild. Look out moving forward. That team, this was the last year that they had of dead cap space from the Parise and Suter buyouts that they've been carrying a hefty dead cap for many years. Bill Guerin has been able to put that team together. And this year they were without Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek for an extended period of time. They still made the playoffs. So, yes, they lost in the first round, but they made the playoffs. Billy Guerin's a good friend of mine, played here with the Blues, doing a great job up there. So I have to give him some props.
Yeah.
But when we play them, I hope we beat that scumbag.
Well, absolutely. Like, they're going to be a good team. The biggest factor for them is if they can.
They don't have Ryan O'Reilly.
Well, I was actually going to say they need to move cities because.
Well, that's a shame, Jamie.
Minnesota is cursed.
It is.
It's a shame that you became a Wild fan just there. Minnesota. Speaking of Jamie.
Unfortunately, it's not going to work, Anthony.
Jim Montgomery.
I bleed blue, baby.
Yeah.
Here,
Wild
see?
blue.
Wild blue?
No, not at all. They don't have blue at all. There's no blue in that logo.
A Blue River in their
No,
wild
nothing.
logo.
Yeah, no.
Oh, man.
It's green, red, probably a little brown, white.
Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Wild, you know.
Of course.
All right. Jamie sat down with Jim Montgomery, had a one-on-one conversation with Monty, and one of the things that he asked was whether or not he is, in fact, a doctor. You'll hear that.
Just play one in prison.
You'll hear that interview
restoration. Schedule your chimney inspection at EnglishSweep.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN, live from Enterprise Center with Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Besides Jordan Binnington, blank will need to be an impact player tonight in order for the Blues to win. Carey Davis.
Carey, you go first, buddy.
Earlier I said Jordan Kyrou. I will stick with that name. If I could add one, it would be Robert Thomas. But Jordan Kyrou, to me, needs to be aggressive. He needs to get shots on net. He needs to do what he does. I mean, when you're a playmaker and the team looks to you to do the things that you do well, be who you are. If you're supposed to be the superstar, you got to be the superstar. If you're supposed to be the grunt guy that does the dirty work, do the dirty work better than anyone else. But when you are the superstar or what people deem to be that player, the goal scorer, the guy, you got to be that. And I think if he gets more shots on goal and does what we have known him to do all season long, I think the Blues got a really good chance.
I like that choice, Carey, because Jordan Kyrou is a difference maker, and unfortunately, he hasn't been this series. Now, has he played poorly? No, I'm not going to go there,
right?
Because I don't think he's played poorly. He's got 2 power play goals, which we like that. We like scoring. We like power play goals. We like when Jordan Kyrou gets on the board. But, yeah, now's the time, if any, to have an impact on the series. Jordan Kyrou would be the perfect candidate for that.
I'm going to steal Marsh's guy. I'm going to say Cam Fowler. There's clearly...
That's Marshy's guy?
Yeah. He loves Cam Fowler.
Yeah, he chose
I don't blame him.
He chose him for the goal, and
I don't blame him.
He hypes him up. I'm going to go Cam Fowler because clearly, and Jamie, you could provide some actual intel or insight into this, but clearly there's a matchup there that the Blues are winning with Cam Fowler. There's something there. In his last 7 games, he's got 1 goal, he's got 13 assists, he's got 19 shots, he's got 8 blocks, he's got 8 power play points. And he's playing, just over 20 minutes a game. Cam Fowler, I think, has been such a big key in this series. And not necessarily does he have to score another goal, although he did earlier in the series.
I expect 5 points out of him.
Hopefully 5 points. He gets a power play point. I think the Blues win. I think that there's just a matchup problem here for the Jets when it comes to Cam Fowler. But, again, maybe you can provide more insight into it.
Oh, you got it, man. Seriously, Cam Fowler, I don't know how many times I can go on record and say that this might be one of the best trades Doug Armstrong's ever made. So many people around the league and talking to people before this series started, during the series, former coaches, Bruce Boudreau, talked to him, and he said that Cam Fowler was an absolute gem for him as a player. Great professional, great leader, unbelievable skater, all these things that we're seeing firsthand now as Blues fans. And here's an interesting fact for you. Colton Parayko has been the most hit defenseman by the Winnipeg Jets this series, which I understand. He's one of the best players. You want to target one of the best defensemen, but he's also a big target, so it's hard to miss him.
Sure.
Cam Fowler is like nowhere on the radar, yet he's involved in every play. Yeah. He has been evasive in a good way, but he's not involved.
Right.
Last game was the first game where he got hit hard. It was Tanev that got a hold of him, but that was the first time.
Yeah.
So imagine how good he's playing. He's playing strong defensively, boxing guys out, but he's not taking damage. That's a wily player. So I love Cam Fowler as your pick. DJ Marshy Marsh, Anthony stole your Cam Fowler for tonight.
Of course he did.
Carey chose Jordan Kyrou. Who do you think will have an impact on this game?
Well, you guys know me so well. Those are 2 of the players that I was looking at tonight. Outside of Jordan Binnington, though, I think Colton Parayko is my guy. He's been your horse all season long. Now, he is a little banged up, I would still assume. But we know that he can drive offense when he steps up into the play, and when he shoots the puck from the blue line, good things happen. He had a golden opportunity in Game 5, and I think he allowed Hellebuck to maybe get a little too outside of his crease and challenge that shot if he releases
I don't think so, on that play. I know what you're talking about. He kind of double clutched it.
Yep.
I don't think he realized he was going to have that much time.
He had a lot of time in space.
He wound up and then noticed there was nobody, and he oh, I'm going to move in, then I'm not.
Yeah.
And, here's a shot on net.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate, but yeah.
But for me, your best players in this game have to be your best players. And Colton Parayko, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinion, is your best defenseman.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Cam Fowler's playing really good hockey, and he could make an argument right now that he is your best defenseman. But all season long, it's been Colton Parayko. And I think tonight he steps up, and I would hope that he would have a big game.
All right, so based on the idea that your best players have to be your best players, you guys, by the way, all three excellent picks. I love your picks. I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going to say Connor Hellebuck. He's going to have the biggest impact on this game in a negative way.
Oh, I like what you did.
He's supposed to be.
That's why you that hockey brain of yours.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Look at this guy.
He's supposed to be the best goalie in the league, and he has struggled mightily in this barn.
And when you say that, what do you mean?
I don't think he's going to play all that great, Anthony. I think the Blues are going to...
He's given up a lot of goals in this series here.
Yes.
Got it.
And I think the demons of the Enterprise Center are lurking still for him.
Ooh.
And when he starts hearing Connor, that's going to be loud, by the way. And I encourage all fans to scream it at the top of your lungs because out of all the players that are on the ice, I think it actually gets to him. I think because he studies so much. His brain is very active.
What about Benner, Smarter?
Benner studies. No, that doesn't work.
Well, or like Matthews, Balding. Did you hear that last night?
Nope.
For Austin
Toronto
Matthews?
game? Yeah, the Ottawa crowd.
That's funny.
They were chanting Matthews, Balding. They had
he is.
And Marner's leaving.
And he is. Ottawa fans, very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
My brother was in attendance, and I'm sure he had his part in all that.
There's something very menacing about Connor.
It's like when we used to have Belfour. Like, you weren't around then, but I was. And it was like, Belfour. The whole, like, the building was shaking. But I do think that Connor Hellebuck could be the biggest factor in this game. If he comes out and stands on his head, then we're in one. But if he comes out here, we get a squeaker, we get a goal early, whatever. Hey, now he's in one.
The roof is going to come.
The roof is going to come off of this place. John Gruden's going to get down and do the crazy face at him behind the glass. I can see it now. He's going to be yelling, "We're the freaking nightmare!"
We got one from the 636. I'm going to change it up a little bit. What about you don't study?
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good, too.
I like that a lot. All right, we've got the Gauntlet coming up now. Marsh, do we have the...
Yeah, we have Jeff returning. So Cody faced me yesterday because Jeff had to work. He was busy with work, and we respect that. But Jeff is going to come back now after beating Carey in random.
Okay, so Jeff will take on either Marsh, Jamie, or me next in the Fast Lane.
Eric Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
This is Jake Neighbors, and today is Blues Game Day on 101 ESPN.
Blues Game Day is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the ultimate arena for wings and wins. WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. You're in the Fast Lane, broadcasting live from Enterprise Center before Game 6 on 101 ESPN. 4 Warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:06, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. And after he beat Carey Davis in round 1 of the Gauntlet a couple of days ago, Jeff is back for round 2. What's up, Jeff?
What's up, guys? Go Blues.
Go Blues.
Yeah,
That's
Jeff.
right.
That's the attitude we like.
Absolutely. All right, Jeff. So, again, you already got past Carey. So would you like to take on Marsh, Jamie, or me in round 2?
Well, Jamie had a delayed flight yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
You feeling a little groggy from that, Jamie?
Hell no. I am amped up.
Should we duke it out?
I'm amped up, Jeff, so it's at your own risk at this point.
Let's do it.
Oh, baby. All right, Jeff.
There you go.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank
didn't say
you.
that.
He did.
There he is.
Yeah, he did.
Jeff,
Yeah, thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, no, you're not wishing me luck?
No, good luck, Jamie.
It's not for real, huh, Jeff? I hope you
yep.
stink today.
Yep. All right, so Jamie's going to make his way out to kind of a makeshift cone of silence. Jeff, you can go ahead and tell Bradford, who's back in our studios, to spin that wheel.
Bradford, go ahead and spin that wheel, please.
What are we hoping for?
Let's do hockey for the Blues.
Wow. Knows Jamie and he wants hockey. Okay.
Well, Jeff, it is indeed a hockey-dominant day, but there's always room for America's pastime. It's baseball.
All right. So we got baseball here. Well, Jeff, 4 baseball questions, all worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, question 1. The Cardinals had a pair of road no-hitters during Tony La Russa's 16 seasons as manager. In 2001 by Bud Smith at San Diego, and in 1999 by whom? So who had a road no-hitter in 1999?
Oh, I'm trying to think of the rotation from then. Maybe Andy Bennis, if he was on the team. I'm going to need the options.
The options are Jose Jimenez, Todd Stottlemyre, or Kent Merker.
Let's go Todd Stottlemyre.
Final answer?
Yeah, final answer.
All right. Question number 2. The Chicago White Sox finished 2024 with a record for the most losses in a season during Major League Baseball's modern era, going 41-121. They surpassed the previous mark of 40-120 held by this 1962 expansion team. Who are they?
Let's go with Oakland Athletics. Final answer.
Question number 3. Josh Gibson never got the opportunity to play in the major leagues, but he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1972. Can you name Gibson's primary position in his Homestead Grays and Pittsburgh Crawford days?
there's only so many positions, so we'll go first base. Final answer.
All right, final question, Jeff. What is the second oldest American League stadium? What is the second oldest American League stadium?
Let me get the options on that one.
Angel Stadium, Rogers Center, or Kauffman Stadium?
Kauffman Stadium. Final answer.
All right. Well, we tracked down Jamie. Jeff, how you feeling?
I really have no idea. Hopefully better than Jamie is.
Those were tough. Those were tough questions. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Where are you going to be watching the game tonight?
On the couch. We're going to be cheering loud, though.
Okay, good. Excellent. Jamie's going to make his way back in. Doty, our engineer, thank you for getting us on the air today, keeping us on the air, and also getting Jamie Rivers back. So Jamie's going to sit back down here. All right, Jamie.
Hey, guys.
How was the Cone of Silence?
Well, I actually went down to the common area. Then I checked out. We got a different booth tonight for TV, and the crew from FanDuel set us up awesome. It's pretty cool. Screwed around there and waited, and then I heard Doty, who was yelling, even though he didn't have his headset on.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's looking for you. Yeah.
All right, Jamie, your category today is baseball.
I love baseball. Gosh, I love baseball.
Pack a lunch.
Question 1.
Whatever, Carey.
The Cardinals had a pair of road no-hitters during Tony La Russa's 16 seasons as manager. In 2001 by Bud Smith at San Diego, and in 1999 by whom?
So 2 names that pop up to me are Bennis and Stoudemire. That doesn't mean they're right. I'm going to go for it. We talked to this guy a couple of years ago, opening day. He was opening up his little spot down there at Ballpark Village. I'm going to Todd Stoudemire. Final answer.
Question number 2. The Chicago White Sox finished 2024 with the record for most losses in a season during Major League Baseball's modern era, going 41-21. They surpassed the previous mark of 40-120 held by this 1962 expansion team.
Woof. Options, please.
Is it the Athletics?
Okay.
The Houston Colt 45s or the New York Mets?
Oh. The Colt 45s? Is that what they were, Houston?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like that was way before 1962. So I don't know, but I'm going to rule them out. What was the other one? I know the A's.
The A's and the Mets.
And the Mets. Oh. It sounds like such an A's thing. I know they weren't crappy always, but it feels like they have been. I'll go with the A's. Final answer.
Jamie, question number 3. Josh Gibson never got the opportunity to play in the major leagues, but he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1972. Can you name Gibson's primary position in his Homestead Grays and Pittsburgh Crawfords days?
I think he was a catcher. I do, because I think what I did one time was I Googled Gibson, and then I thought that our Gibson was a pitcher and a catcher. I got it screwed up, Anthony. It's an odd way to get the answer to this question, but I think he was a catcher. Final answer.
Hey, you remember your research, right? All right, Jamie, last question. What is the second oldest American League stadium?
Second oldest? Oh, my God. So Yankee Stadium got rebuilt, though. So that's
It's current, so second oldest American League stadium that are current.
Cleveland's pretty old. You know what? For time purposes, because I could sit here all day, options, please.
Angel Stadium, Rogers Center, Kauffman Stadium.
I mean, Rogers Center was the Sky Dome. That was way back in the early 90s. Kauffman's Kansas City, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm not asking for the answer. I'm just.
I know. Somebody may protest, but yes, that's where the Royals play.
And what was the third one?
Angel Stadium.
Yeah.
That is where the
Yeah, I know. I know. I've seen it many times.
Giants play.
I'll go with Kauffman. Final answer.
All right. All right, let's read through these. Let's start there. What is the second oldest American League stadium? We just heard Jamie take the options. He went with Kauffman. Jeff also took the options. He went with Kauffman.
Oh.
Correct answer is?
Yes, Angel Stadium.
Angel Stadium.
Yeah.
1966.
Way to go, Jeff.
0-0 between our guys.
Yeah, you Jamie.
The Cardinals had a pair of road no-hitters during Tony La Russa's 16 seasons as manager. In 2001 by Bud Smith at San Diego, and in 1999 by whom? Jamie went without the options, and he said Todd Stottlemyre. Jeff, with the options, said Todd Stottlemyre.
Oh, there was an option.
Correct answer is?
Oh, it is Jose Jimenez.
Jose Jimenez.
Yeah, wouldn't have got that even with the options.
0-0. The Chicago White Sox finished 2024 with the record for the most losses in a season during MLB's modern era, going 41 and 121. They surpassed the previous mark of 40 and 120 held by this 1962 expansion team. Jeff, without the options, said the A's. Jamie, with the options, said the A's. Correct answer is?
It is not the A's. It is the Mets.
The New York Metropolitans.
Batch of biscuits.
Marshy, score check.
We have a barn burner here at the Enterprise Center. It is 0-0.
Yeah, it's a playoff game.
Yeah.
Low score.
Comes down to this, maybe. Josh Gibson.
I think I actually know this one.
Never got the opportunity to play in the major leagues, but he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1972. Can you name Gibson's primary position in his Homestead Grays and Pittsburgh Crawfords days? Without the options, Jamie said catcher because he was doing some research at one point and wanted to know if Bob Gibson also played catcher.
I thought he did. What an idiot.
Jeff, without the options, said first base. If it's first base, Jeff advances to round 3.
It could be a Contreras situation.
If it's catcher, Jamie ends Jeff's run at only 1. If it's any other position in baseball, we're heading to a walk-off.
Oh, boy.
Jeff.
You have chosen poorly.
Sorry, Jeff. Jamie's research, in fact, paid off. He beat you 2-0 today. It is catcher. It is catcher.
Oh, man. Well, it was fun. Good job, Jamie. Good luck tonight announcing the game. Quick shout out to my wife and the Ravenwood Ravens.
All right.
There you go. All right,
Here we
Jeff.
go.
Good job, Jeff.
Hey, enjoy the game tonight. Go Blues, and thanks
Go
for
Blues. Thanks.
All right.
See you, Jeff. Have a good one, buddy.
All right, we're losing Jamie at 4:30, so that means we got Keys to Victory and Light the Lamp next on 101 ESPN.
Major League Baseball is back on ESPN. Tomorrow, Cardinals and Mets. Pre-game at 12:30. First pitch at 1:15. The MLB plays on 101 ESPN. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN. Driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling.
It's time for a Blues playoff report presented by English Sweep Fireplace and Chimney Restoration. Schedule your chimney inspection at EnglishSweep.com.
Tonight we've got Blues and Jets pregame at 6 o'clock on 101 ESPN, and then on the Blues Radio Network you'll hear Chris Kerber, Joe Vitale during the game, and Alex Ferrario during intermissions for the Blues Radio Network for Game 6. Jamie, what are your keys to victory?
Oh, man. Tonight, the number one key, and it's not going to be hard to do it at all. Get the crowd into this one early. They're going to be amped up with the pregame festivities, whether it's over at Union Station, whether it's anywhere else. You get down here, John Gruden is going to get everybody fired up. carry that momentum into the first period. Get a big hit, 2 or 3 hits on the first shift. Get a shot on goal. It doesn't even have to be a goal. Just get something where the building's buzzing to where the Jets know, like, oh, man, like we're in one here. So that's my first key to victory. Second one, get back to lots of pucks and bodies to the net. Winnipeg beat you at your own game in their building. You got to get back to doing that successfully. Physicality. I think after all the whining from their head coach, Scott Arniel, and we called the league, we talked to them for 5 games in a row. That's probably why they're not answering their phone anymore. But
if it's Winnipeg, don't answer.
If it's a 204, don't answer. But get out there. Get physical. Like Nick Ehlers, he hasn't played in a while. Let him know, hey, by the way, this is what playoff hockey feels like. Gabe Vilardi, you got off a little bit last game. You're not getting off this game. Mark Scheifele, he's out. So this is the time to amp it up. Get physical, but be disciplined. I think that's the biggest thing tonight is controlled violence. Controlled violence. To where you're doing things within the parameters of the rule book that are very physical and violent, but you're not veering off the course to take penalties and hurt your team. And that's going to be difficult because it's a huge game and the crowd's going to be crazy. So you have to find your happy place and realize that this is just business. It's nothing personal.
Yeah.
So for me, those are the keys. I mean, you can go into something, get the forecheck going, cycle the puck, offensive times. We go on forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
Let's just highlight the main ones, and I think those are the main ones for me.
All right, those were Jamie's keys to victory. Time to light the lamp.
But a couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
Shooter! I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway! Shoots! Score! We got hockey to learn.
Here we go. What's the latest standings, Marsh?
All right. With 28 points, Carey Davis still in the lead. With 21 right behind him is me. Jamie Rivers with 3 points after Game 5, thanks to Jimmy Snuggerud, not Jamie Snuggerud.
Baby.
And he's now at 20 points. Anthony, you are at 15.
Anthony, you're doing good, man.
Oh, shut your mouth. You were right behind me 2 games ago.
Yeah, what'd I do?
You pulled ahead.
I upped my game.
Yes, you did. So I got up mine.
Yep.
That's it. You know, if I don't like it, I got to play.
You know, Anthony, I think you should go first.
I don't think he should go first.
No, he should go first. Once he's in the lead. Go ahead, Gary.
Thank you. Been talking about this guy. Give me Jake Neighbors.
Oh.
I like it.
You take
a good neighbor
if you want to.
I what?
No, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Marshy.
Marsh.
You point your pen in my face.
All right, last time I was in this building, I was able to
conjure up some magic.
I almost. Last game, I was looking towards the 4th line. I had the wrong player.
Ooh.
Tonight, though, one gentleman that needs to score. And I think he's going to score a hat trick tonight.
What?
And I get 10 points. And I take over.
We never.
Yeah.
We did vote that in. That's right.
We did. We voted it in.
I'm not a fan of that.
Hat trick.
I don't care.
10
It's called democracy.
Nathan Walker
Gary.
scores 3.
If we don't have democracy,
it's
we have chaos. Okay.
So what, he gets 1 more point?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's a dumb.
Well, who's going to get your hat trick?
Give me Jordan Kyrou.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
He doesn't like it.
That'd be more. He'd only get 3 points ordinarily.
Which is the actual way that the game
But
is
you
supposed
got to
to.
reward somebody who picks a good player,
hat
Gary.
trick, come on.
If it was Carey, he'd be like, "Oh, I think it's a great idea." You're
What about
that guy.
5?
No,
I thought
10.
we said 5.
No, 10.
I thought it was 5.
No, because
and
then if it's the guy
for a goal.
But think about it. If it's a guy that's a 3-pointer, gets a hat trick, then he's losing points.
Be better.
Because it'd be 9 points. Now you only get 5? What?
Right.
Makes no sense.
What if we just do like
10?
An added 3 points. So if Jordan Kyrou gets
3
goals,
he gets
goals,
6.
you get 6.
Hold up.
I can't believe.
But if Nathan
falling into
Walker
this.
gets 3, he gets 12.
I can't believe you're falling into this trap with him. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, thank you.
There we go.
Marshy, what do you think?
I think
voted.
We just beat
the rules already.
Yep, nope. It's fluid here.
Well, you know, the Senate meet every day. And they can,
You know what? I am the Senate.
well, that's a guy who thinks a lot of himself.
I am the law.
There'll be a few people that get that reference, and kudos to you that do.
All right, so
Me, no. Not you. Me.
Okay.
I actually.
No, I just got to watch
Got to
you.
clarify the rules.
Okay, we'll clarify.
Add 10 points. Add 3.
Yeah. Add 3.
If you get a half.
Aye. All right.
Mark,
What the hell is this? I'm changing my pick then.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm staying. I'm
Now
staying.
you get 6 points.
I would have died.
You
if
double your
I'm
points.
staying.
switched it and Cairo got like 4 goals.
I'm going to stay.
Oh, my God, that'd be incredible.
7.
So the most I can get is 6.
Yeah.
No, I mean if he scores 5 goals, you get 8.
You get 8. Yeah.
This is Doug's tariff in the snake pit says 10 points.
Nope. Doug, you don't make the rules.
With tariffs, it's only 3.
Yeah.
Jamie, your pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jimmy Snuggerud again.
Oh, that's your guy.
Teach me how to snug. He's getting power play time and first line minutes. No Mark Scheifele to play against him at the same time. I think Snuggy might get 2 tonight. That, Carey, would put me right on your butt.
Somebody did get 2 on this very ice in one of the last games that they played here. Give me Pavel Buchnevich.
Oh, he got 3.
Oh, man.
He had a hat.
Oh, he had the hat.
Yeah, he did.
You know, last guy got a hat.
But you're right, he did get 2.
He got 2. And then he added
got
one.
one more.
He added one, guys.
Yeah.
That's right. He had the hattie.
He did.
All right.
When Hellebuck gave him the puck behind the net there. Remember?
That's right. Here, I don't want
go.
It'd be great if they announced that. Be like, assist by number 37, Connor Hellebuck.
Hellebuck.
By the way, guys, John Gruden will be in the building tonight. He won Super Bowl 37, dominated Super Bowl 37. And Connor Hellebuck, number 37. Dominated him tonight.
I thought you were going to say he had a big win against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers back in CFL days.
He may have.
I mean, that would be a big win.
By the way, I don't know if it's a player or trainer or something. Looks like a player.
It's a player.
On the Jets bench right now, it looks like he's wearing a New York Football Jets pullover.
Well, you see,
Like, it
Anthony,
looks like the
That's not
logo
good for
is
them.
the actual Jets.
Bad omen.
Like the football Jets logo.
It does kind of look that way.
Doesn't it?
it does.
It's about the same.
He's wasting a lot of tape, too. You can tell he doesn't pay for it himself.
No, he doesn't.
You know what he's doing? He's visualizing.
Visualizing what? He's taping his leg now.
He's taping his legs.
I
That
don't know
doesn't
why
make any
he's doing
sense.
that.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on here.
That's kind of strange.
No,
Taping his stick.
Yeah, now he's going to have hair on the tape when he puts it on his stick.
But you know what that does when you rip it off?
It hurts like hell.
Hey, Jamie, do you know when Connor Hellebuck does his eye exercises? Maybe we can get down there and do something like the fans do during like a free throw shot. We can maybe get in his eyesight.
I'm sure security would let you right down on the bench with him.
No? Okay.
He will be on the bench at some point, probably before you guys get off the ice, and he does the eye thing back and forth. Somebody put, like, world's greatest tennis watcher. Like, his eyes are going back and forth. I just think that's how fast he reads and studies. So his eyes are moving that fast.
He's real smart.
By the way, Jamie, before you leave, did we all hear the "Rocked by Faxa" song that I put in the group chat yesterday?
I meant to listen to.
Oh, you haven't heard it? So, "Rock the Casbah" is the original song.
Rock the.
And this one here is "Rocked by Fox." Rocked by Fox.
That's pretty good.
People are awesome on the internet. They really
They're
are.
really creative. Like the internet can be a truly awful place.
It can be. It
can
depends
also
who
be
you follow.
really- it can be really
You
creative.
follow the right people, you have a good experience. If
Well,
you
isn't
let
that
some
a
of the
good-
cesspool in, then you have a bad day.
Isn't that a great life lesson too?
It really is.
It really is. It's a microcosm of what life really is.
It really is.
If you hang out with the right people, you have a
Yeah.
good experience.
That's why I follow you guys, and never steered me wrong.
Good.
Never will, Anthony.
No.
I mean,
Never
depending
will.
on what we're talking about, of course.
Very true. Jamie, you got to get out of here. We'll see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Go get him tonight.
Got to get my fancies on.
Yes, he's got some TV work.
Yes.
Are you like right over here?
Yep.
Okay.
Right down the hall tonight. Yeah.
I'm actually going to Cafe Telegraph Blues Watch Party.
That's going to be fun.
It's going to be rough.
If I don't see video of Anthony Stalter chugging down a pitcher of beer,
I like to see
doing
him
a
crowd surfing.
doing a keg stand,
Yeah.
I don't know, drinking, doing a shoey out of his shoe, not even yours, a stranger's shoe.
No. We've gone too far.
I've never done a shoey.
No.
Never.
Why?
Marshy, have you?
I have
Sure
not.
has.
We should actually have Anthony do it out of a hockey skate, maybe one of those old ones that Jamie.
Jimmy Roberts skates that we have at the office. That'd be sick. I mean, those skates are only since like 1950.
I'm okay.
Jamie, good luck on TV.
All right,
pal.
thank you.
All right, we've got part one of the Sports Six-Pack next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Again, 314-399-9646. If you have a question for us, send it there Carey and I will answer it next on 101 ESPN.
Game 6 is tonight, and you can join me, Anthony Stalter, and the 101 ESPN promo crew for a Game 6 watch party tonight at Cafe Telegraph. The Blues will be battling the Jets to stay alive and keep their season going, and we're going to be watching all the action starting at 7 o'clock tonight at Cafe Telegraph, located at 2650 Telegraph Road in South County. Come grab some drinks, some delicious food, 101 giveaways, and enjoy all the screens to watch the game. That's tonight, starting at 7 p.m. for a Game 6 watch party at Cafe Telegraph with me, Anthony Stalter. Find all the details at 101ESPN.com.
Farming's hard. To feed the world, farmers have to work the land, brave the elements, and fight the battle against weeds. Weeds reduce crop yields, so prices go up and everybody gets less to eat. But 50 years ago, farmers got a new tool to fight weeds, glyphosate. It kills weeds while protecting the harvest. Time and again, it has been approved by the EPA and by leading regulatory bodies around the world. It helps enable practices that reduce erosion and keep soil healthy, which is good for the earth. Farming's hard, but it's a little easier with glyphosate. Learn more at go.bayer.com/glyphosate. Paid for by Bayer.
Hey you, it's Dr. Pryor. If your mouth's been getting more action from late night pizza than it has from a toothbrush, it's time to come see me. At 100 West Dental, we know how to clean up your act and your smile. Whether it's overdue cleanings, a chipped tooth from a wild weekend, or just getting that fresh, I'm definitely not hungover grin, we got you covered. Look, we know you're not shy, so why shy away from getting your teeth right? Book your free consultation at 100westdental.com, and let's give you something to smile about.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
T-minus 2.5 hours to go. I'm Bradford Bruns. This Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet plus Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Right around the corner, St. Louis and Winnipeg will square off Game 6 Western Conference first round action at Enterprise Center. Puck drop happening shortly after 7 on 101 ESPN. Matthew Joseph should rejoin Jim Montgomery's third line equation. Otherwise, it's a status quo lineup. Baseball, Cardinals, Mets action also commencing soon. Mound-wise, Sonny Gray battles Clay Holmes at Busch Stadium. Battle Hawks, meanwhile, hosting Arlington downtown. This Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
You're in the Fast Lane, broadcasting live from Enterprise Center before Game 6 on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com.
So Marsh came up to the bench here.
I got the call up.
You got the call up.
Gosh, this is loud. There we go.
Well, Jamie's a little bit older, you know that. First thing that Marsh does is put my headphones on, Carey.
Nah.
I went to grab my headphones.
Hey, where the?
There.
On his head.
Yep. So welcome up, Marsh.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it feels good. Maybe I'll get sent back down like Roycroft and then get sent right back up.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know.
Never know. If you're terrible, we'll send you down.
If you're good, we might send you down.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you never know.
Because we need playing time.
Very true.
For other players that aren't playing as good as you.
That's correct.
Hey, that's a thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know what team that would be, but that is a thing that I've heard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Carey?
Yeah.
Same?
Same.
Question 1, please.
Question number 1.
All right, I like this question. Interesting question for sure. From the 636, we have a guy on our beer league hockey team who is by far our worst player. His attitude hasn't been great and doesn't try and thinks he's better than what he is. Is kicking him off a bad thing, or are we in the right?
No, you got to kick him off.
Yeah.
I mean, if his attitude stinks, if his attitude was really good, you just kind of put up with it. And if he's one of your buddies, then you put the friendship over the beer league, hockey team. Mm-hmm. But if his attitude stinks and he's arrogant and, no, he's got to go.
So help me. Beer league is just a pleasure, right? You're just having fun, beers, hanging out with the guys. Is it overly competitive?
Weekend warriors, but you care.
Is it overly competitive?
Depends on what level you're playing at?
Well, I ask because if you are there for the enjoyment, it's your moment to get away from the pressures of work. Your kids, you had a long week. Your significant other, you just want to hang out with the fellas and throw a few back and play your favorite sport. Yeah, you probably don't want somebody there that's annoying the hell out of you. It's probably taking away from the entire purpose of being here. So, in my opinion, we would have a meeting amongst us, and we kick that guy off the damn team.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm kind of petty. I would probably, try and give him the puck all the time and, make him do something with it. Mm-hmm. And then once he doesn't do anything with it, then you kind of just – not that you laugh, but, you're like, hey, maybe you're not as good as you think you are.
It's going to make it worse.
You set him up for failure, is what you're saying.
I mean, that's a terrible teammate thing to do, but, if this guy's being an Arizona Diamondback,
set him up to dig his own grave.
It's like a Paul Crewe moment. Remember what happened in that documentary?
Oh, yeah.
They didn't block for him.
No, they didn't know, though, that he was, in that documentary, he was threatened by the warden.
That is true.
He had no choice.
Yeah, he had no choice.
Yeah.
But he did it anyway.
And he was just going for the ball at the end of the game, too.
Oh, he almost got shot.
Almost got taken out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was just going for the ball.
Yeah. Bro. He's so mad.
It was the game ball.
It's the game ball.
But, yeah, I wouldn't want to play with someone like that.
I wouldn't either, Marsh.
So, but I don't know how you go about having that conversation.
Honestly,
it depends on the relationship, right?
You wait to the end of the year.
Yeah.
You wait to the end of the season, and then you don't invite him back. That's the easiest way.
You don't call him back.
Exactly. That's and when he reaches out, hey, we starting up again?
Yeah, we are.
you do that?
Yeah, we've been practicing.
Yeah. You could have him as a sub.
Not for you.
And then never need one.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm more of a, get it done. Hey, we're all grown here.
Mm-hmm.
You do realize you're annoying the hell out of all of us. If you didn't, now you do. And we don't want you back, buddy. Find something else to do on the weekends.
Carey, what you just said and your style reminds me of my father, who loves to say, cut him like a dead limb.
Cut it off. Because it will infect the rest of the body. You got to cut it off.
Yeah.
So we're getting some text messages from other people that play beer league hockey. We get one from the 314. Tell that guy ESPN Sports Center update before the update and all the other voiceovers. So basically, is Mike Ryder the voice of 101 ESPN?
He does some voice work. You will hear his voice, but he does not do all of the voice work. There's a gentleman named I think it's Jim Cutler that does.
Jim Montgomery?
No, not Jim.
No, different guy.
Got kind of busy.
Cutler, I believe that's
Jay? Jay's dad?
No. Jay's brother, perhaps. No?
That he does. Yeah, this Jim Cutler does a lot of the voiceover work, not only on our station, but you'll hear him on other sports radio stations across America as well. But you will hear Ryder. Ryder will do some voiceover stuff.
A little update on the beer league question. The 636 who posed said question said, would like to note if we win our league, we go to nationals in Toronto if we win our division. So I believe this person plays H and A, which is
F and A.
No, not F and A, Anthony. It's H and A, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, if you win your division, you get to go play up in Canada to try and win nationals for men's league hockey. Like, it's still like a big thing.
Big deal.
So
you want to travel with this man out of the country?
No, you
come on, man.
Get him out.
Get the hell out of here.
Gary's
and he ain't that good.
Yeah,
if he's good, hell
good,
yeah, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
You ain't that good, and you're annoying the hell out of me. Man, you don't get the
every
hell
team
away.
has a couple divas on their team.
Yeah,
How did you guys deal with some of the more like not so much outspoken, but like the divas of the NFL? Like, how did you guys go about that, or did you have different
Honestly,
relationships?
In Pittsburgh, we didn't have much diva when we were there.
Right.
Things changed, I think, when other players got there. But our era, everybody knew what it was. It was all respect for every man's job, no matter whether you were the starter or you were a guy on practice squad. You were treated with respect. I tell people my first day in Pittsburgh, it seemed like every person came up and spoke to me. I was on the practice squad when I first got there. Every person came up and spoke to me. Hey, I'm Ben Roethlisberger. Nice to meet you. Hey, I'm Hines Ward. Nice to meet you. And I'm like, I know who the hell you are. Hey, I'm Troy Polamalu. Nice to meet you. And I'm like, awesome. Is this? And so when new players came in, I would go greet them.
Nice.
So it was how we did our business. Now there are other places that, do have cliques and guys that are diva-ish, but I think good teams don't. And so you gotta nip that in the bud quickly. Get the hell out of here.
All right, we will continue our Sports Six Pack, so keep those questions coming into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. More Six Pack next on 101 ESPN.
This is Joel Hofer, and today is Blues Game Day.
Presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the ultimate arena for wings and wins.
Underdog Fantasy is where you can play the NBA playoffs. The basketball playoffs are a lot more exciting when you got their extender promo. With the extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boost each round of the playoffs. You can start a playoff series. You got to make sure you use your game one boost. But then when you continue to boost each game, you unlock the next one. So the longer the series goes, the bigger the boost. And Underdog is the leading place to make all your sports selections. And you can now play here in Missouri. Millions of fans have already won billions making You can do that. You can do hockey and basketball. You can choose
This is the Fast Lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's get right to question 3, please.
Question number 3.
All right, from the 618, who is on your St. Louis area born athlete Mount Rushmore? Tatum, Berra, Maroon, Vitale, etc. You choose.
I mean, I think you have to include. Matthew Tkachuk. Not to slight Brady at all, but far. So I think he's got to be up there. I think Jason Tate. But I mean, where does like Jackie Joyner-Kersee fall in that? I mean, she's got to be.
She on? Does she count? Do we count her? She's on the Illinois side, but this is St. Louis. Are we being technical here, or are we being?
That's a good question.
I mean, she's on there. If we're putting her on there, I'm gonna go with. I mean, I got to put Steve Atwater on there. He's a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
You can't. You gotta put Hall of Famers on there.
Yeah. What if we went current then? If we went current athlete?
Oh, current. That makes it easier. Okay. Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Matthew
Tkachuk. And then we got 2 more.
I don't think we can put Maroon or Freeze on there now. No. Well, Maroon just retired, so obviously Freeze has been retired.
And Zeke is not what he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
I mean, he's had a great career, and I'm
Jamison Williams. Maybe is he on currently?
Would you put J-Mo on there ahead of like Brady Tkachuk?
Oh
no.
No.
I don't think you can.
It's probably more difficult than we. I mean, Bradley Beal could be on there. He hadn't had a
Jason.
Hey, you know who has a couple championships to his name? Maybe not the biggest of name, but what about Pat McCaw?
He's not current though. I don't think he's playing right now.
Is he not playing anymore?
I don't think Pat is playing.
He had a good little run there out of college.
Warriors. I don't think Pat is playing anymore.
I mean, there's some really good players in the NFL right now. Kyron Williams.
Oh yeah.
The running back, of course, for the Rams that went to Notre Dame.
Yeah. I'm missing some people. I don't know why. My brain isn't functioning.
All right, so we got 2 for sure.
Yeah,
Matthew Tkachuk and we got Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
I think that this question being harder than what we originally thought just goes to show how much talent there is in the area, and that has been in the area for quite some time.
Do we count Sam Laporta? He's on the other side of the river again.
Yeah.
Right, he was Highland.
You know, you got some people, but
right. Who's that, Bradford?
David Lee, he's not playing anymore.
Wow, this is tough.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
And you know what? Born in St. Louis, the Tkachuk brothers weren't even born here.
Oh, no.
I mean, if we're going to the question itself.
They did. I mean.
So you got
they
Jason
grew up
Tatum.
here, yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
All right, we answered that question pretty good, didn't we? There's a lot of great athletes from the area.
Tyron Woodley.
Yeah. Is he still?
I don't know if he's still fighting.
Yeah.
Ryan Howard obviously is retired.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what about Max Scherzer?
Okay.
He's still playing.
Yeah.
He's got a title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got, yep.
He's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he'll be a Hall of
Max
Famer.
Scherzer.
You got
There
Mark
you go.
Burley.
Not playing anymore.
You know? Blaine Gabbert's got a Super Bowl.
He does.
What? What are you talking about? I saw him hanging out with Tom Brady when Tom Brady landed himself on Jamie Rivers' T-shirt.
That was he did. You know, that's good. I don't know if you can count that one.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, one of the more underrated linebackers from St. Louis is Aluakun from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And he went to
He went to Vianney with Zeke.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't
think we're.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, Skylar Thompson's from St. Louis?
Oh, what about Randy Orton? He's got to be on there.
He's not fighting anymore, is he?
Randy Orton? He's probably going to be, well.
Which Skylar Thompson?
Randy Orton and John Cena,
I guess.
If I'm not mistaken, will be the main card for Backlash here in St. Louis. And
Randy Orton
that's
is,
not the case, then we riot.
Proud alum of Hazelwood Central. Go Hawks.
Randy Orton wrestled at WrestleMania a couple weeks ago against Joe Hendry. Anthony, if you say his name, he appears.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you believe in Joe Hendry?
I do. Yeah, of course.
That's what I thought.
You know who Joe Hendry is?
No.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
No, not one bit. Question 4, please. I feel like we failed that.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 636, what is the best atmosphere that you have ever been to in terms of a sporting event?
So live, best atmosphere. Like a specific game?
Yeah.
Is that what's being asked? I mean, I wouldn't say it was the best atmosphere. Quite horrifying. But the Palace at Auburn Hills.
Malice in the Palace?
For the Malice in the Palace. I was there.
How'd that work out?
Not great.
Not great?
No. So I'll go that one, though. I also was in Ann Arbor for the Appalachian State upset. I sat in the App State parent section on accident. I don't know how I got those tickets, but I did. That was quite crazy.
Man, that is a tough question. I can't even think about what I did yesterday, let alone the best sporting event that I got one, but that's a no-brainer.
You were playing.
Yeah, I wasn't watching.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Marsh, you were what game for the 2011 World Series? You were there.
No, so I did not go to the 2011 World Series. Unfortunately, it was the 2006 World Series.
Oh, it was the 06.
The 06 World Series is the one I was at Game 5 that they won. And the only reason for that is because there was a rain out, if you guys remember. It was raining during that series. That's why Curtis Granderson couldn't stay on his feet. But people that were supposed to go to Game 4 ended up going to Game 5, and those who had tickets for Game 5 went to Game 4. So I initially was supposed to go to Game 4. They then flipped it for whatever reason. I've never heard of anybody ever doing this, but for whatever reason they did that, and I ended up going to Game 5. And my ticket stub says Game 4, but I ended up watching them win the World Series. That was an electric atmosphere.
I would think so.
That was awesome. Game 6 of the Western Conference Final against your San Jose Sharks was electric. Watching the team clinch a spot to
Who's San Jose Sharks? Not mine.
Somebody's setting up here. Maybe it's Carey.
Say anything.
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's Doty. I don't know. Doty likes teams out in the West Coast.
Yep.
Still, even though they left here. Where's Doty?
Wow.
Oh, he left. No, Doty already left.
Then you can say whatever you want.
But Game 6 was pretty sweet. Also, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup was really cool, too. Unfortunately, they didn't win that game. But there's been a lot of cool
I got another
cool
eerie one. And you may have been there, too. Thursday night, last Rams home game here. Ketchup and mustard game.
I don't think was it? No, I don't think I was there.
You weren't there?
I didn't do the post game.
Oh, that's right. Those jerks.
Yeah, they got me up off of there.
That's right.
It's too honest.
You probably were.
Yeah, it's too honest.
Way too honest.
Yeah. Didn't realize
I was too. I don't know why I didn't get it.
And they weren't. That's how you know people weren't paying us.
No, very true.
Because if they were paying us, I'd have been much more kinder in my.
The ketchup and mustard game. Bucks, Rams. The Rams won the game, and it was weird. It was Jameis Winston. He was playing for the Bucks at that point, and it was an eerie feeling.
Before he could see.
That's right. Yeah. I'll just throw it. Somebody will catch it. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis has got to head out. So Marsh and I got the last hour for you. So the Snake Pit did not get to hear the Jim Montgomery, Jamie Rivers one-on-one interview. So we're going to replay that when we come back next in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
Enterprise Center before Game 6 on 101 ESPN.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 511. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Well, it's only Marsh and I now. Jamie Rivers left us. I saw he was on the NHL Network, so he's big timing us. And Carey Davis had to get a jump on the road too. He's got some traveling.
They hate us, Anthony.
They don't like us. That's the bottom line. So earlier today, we played the one-on-one interview with Jamie Rivers and with Jim Montgomery. And the audio wasn't being played to our snake pit. And I said, hey, you know what? We're going to do a make-do at some point. So here is the interview with Jim Montgomery and Jamie from earlier today so the snake pit can get a listen.
All right, Monty, welcome onto the Fast Lane here. First thing I have to know is, did you actually get a medical degree, or did you just stay at a Holiday Inn Express one night?
I don't have a medical degree, but I do have a degree in 10,000 hours of watching film. And the funny part is that at the University of Maine, I never got my doctorate, but it's something I want to check off my bucket list.
So going back to last game, look, it's been a physical series from the get-go. Braden Shen makes that hit. I agreed with the call. I thought he left his feet a little bit, and there should have been maybe a 2-minute. Didn't like the extra 2 tacked onto that, but I didn't see anything more from that. But for you wanted to make it clear with the league that, hey, he still played a whole bunch after that, didn't you?
Well, he immediately played on the power play. He did not go under league concussion protocol, which if it was a high hit, the league's pretty good at that. And then, when you're looking at the end of the period, there's 2 minutes left and there's another contact that happens, the facts a hit. And, he continued to play even after that for a little bit of that shift. So it looks like it was maybe just a compilation of several hits. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this series a little bit in depth about the home team advantage. I've watched every game, been a part of it, broadcasting, all that, and people always ask me, well, what's the difference? I don't really know how to put my finger on it from, just the naked eye. From a coaching standpoint, what are you guys seeing that has led the home team to have, this much success?
Well, I think, the players are getting extra juice from the crowd. That's been very evident when you're on the bench, especially for us at home with our crazy Blue fans that are just wild and fun. And then the second part of that, I found the home teams have gotten puck luck. Now, maybe that's because they're going to the right areas more often at home, but that's an area that, we got to make sure we get back to tonight.
So obviously going to be crazy building here in St. Louis tonight. What's the message to your team early on? Because you got to stay focused. You can't get so amped up. I remember as a player, I get so amped up, I go out and do something stupid. But that's me. I wasn't very good. So they didn't rely upon me for a lot of things like that. But for you as a coach, how do you got to make sure the guys are dialed in?
Yeah, we talk about habits, details, and game management. Those things allow the players to stay focused on attacks. Putting D-men getting tight gaps. We talk about stopping at the net at both ends of the ice. And those things, if your mind is on your next shift and focusing on what gives you success, not results, that allows us to have success, and we've been here before.
All right, separate note, John Gruden, going to be in the house, former NFL coach, Super Bowl champion. And I'm not asking about his impact on the game because he's here to have a good time, get the fans amped up, all that stuff. But as a head coach in the NHL, of any profession for that matter, when you talk to other coaches at a high level, do you get anything from those guys? Do you pick their brain? Not that you will tonight with John Gruden, but just overall. I'm just always curious as to how much coaches kind of exchange information.
Yeah, I think you can always learn, especially someone who's won at the highest level like he has, and someone who his communication skills are so high-end with his players. A lot of his players loved him, and you can tell that. Didn't matter if it was in Oakland, it was in Tampa Bay, back to Oakland. So anytime I get an opportunity, I've done the same thing with Bill Belichick. I've done it with the Celtics coaches in Boston. And then, an opportunity, I'm going to want to pick his brain for 5 minutes tonight.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so message for Blues fans. Coming down to the game tonight, going to watch parties, being at the rally. As a coach, what's your message? You played here. Now you're a coach here. You live here. Your message to Blues fans for tonight.
Come downtown early. Eat downtown. Get in the rink early. Be in your seats on time. It's Let's Go Blues time.
All right, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. That was Jamie Rivers before the show today, a couple hours before the show today, talking to Jim Montgomery, and he said Blues fans get to the rink early. Marsh, we're live at Enterprise Center.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing fans filter in.
Yeah, they're trickling in right now, and I mean, this is up until this point, it's the biggest game of the year, right? Like,
sir.
I was here for the final regular season home game, and it felt like a playoff game, and every single game since then has been just, I don't want to say bigger than life, like, I don't know, but like it feels
every
game has felt bigger because it is, right? And tonight this place is going to be absolutely jumping. I'm excited to see what we get from the fans tonight. I expect nothing less than over 100 decibels.
Yeah.
Easy.
I think that the roof could come off this place tonight. I really do. I think that every seat is going to be packed.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have some standing room only stuff. It's going to be this environment's going to be the best of the season.
And I'm glad that John Gruden is in attendance tonight because he has a pretty big presence on social media, being who he is and all of his accomplishments in the football world. And to him, this is very new. He's a new hockey fan, and I love the idea of new fans watching the game of hockey live. It's a really cool thing to experience, and what better game to be in attendance for than Game 6 of this first round against the best team in the NHL in the regular season.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter, we're the last one standing here. The guys had to leave. Carey is getting out for some traveling, and then our guy Jamie's right down the hall, and he's got some TV work that he's doing. Marsh has what's trending next in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
pros and one average show. You're listening to the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling. What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. We are at the Enterprise Center as we await Game 6 between the Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. It's just Anthony Stalter and I. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it is time for What's Trending. Anthony, we just played the Jim Montgomery interview, the one-on-one with Jamie. That's the second time we played it today, but we get a text from a 618. Can you think of any other coach like Jim Montgomery? He's the best. What's his comparable across other sports?
Wow, that's a great question. So first, let's kind of define Jim Montgomery from like a coaching and personality standpoint. The fact that he was in Winnipeg in Game 1 and toward the end of that game, you know, they're losing and they're losing, but the game is still within reach.
Right.
And he's calm and he's singing the song and he comes on our airwaves and he plays along with this show, which is, let's be honest, four knuckleheads that you know like to talk sports, but he fits right in. We've heard some off ice or off air stories about Jim Montgomery, and he's a dude that you just want to have a good time with, right? Like he's just a guy that you want to hang out with. So when it comes to his personality, and he's funny and he's strategic. I don't know if there's a comparable.
Yeah, and I think it's because we don't know how some coaches in sports, like what their actual personality is, unless you've met them and been around them.
Yeah, let me think.
But yeah, I'm not too sure. Like
Andy Reid is pretty affable.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got the same type of personality, but we've seen his personality come out more and more in some of the commercials.
Yes, and he's been on the New Heights podcast with Travis and Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
So we see a little bit of that personality there. But also, like, you have to take in consideration the winning pedigree as well. Like, Jim Montgomery has an incredible record as a head coach. So you can, have that personality, but you also got to win, too. And that's one thing that Jim Montgomery has done in all of the stops that he's been at in the NHL as a head coach.
Absolutely. I'm looking through these NFL head coaches right now. I don't think Major League Baseball managers are robots, so I don't even have to go through them. And I'm not familiar enough with the NBA head coaches.
What about Joe Madden?
He's not
a current Major League Baseball manager.
I can see that. I think the closest is Andy Reid. I think we've got the closest. And Andy Reid, from a strategic standpoint, he is one of, if not the best play callers and offensive scheme designers in the NFL. You got Reid, you've got Shanahan, you've got McVay, Mike McDaniel he's a good play designer.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out completely in Miami, but I still think he's a really good play caller.
From the standpoint of letting young players be creative and give them the runway to do what they know how to do best, do you still think that's Andy Reid, or is there another coach in the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball that allows that?
I think Andy Reid does a great job of letting his. He takes a lot of risk on guys.
Yeah,
he's willing to draft play. Obviously the Chiefs have had some issues off fields in the last couple of years, where he has taken players that have kind of some questionable backgrounds and things like that, and he has taken a shot on them and given them opportunity. Look at Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt went to Cleveland. You thought his career was over, and they needed a running back after Isaiah Pacheco went out, and Reid gave him a second chance. I think he does allow the players to kind of be themselves. I mentioned Cliff Kingsbury. Kingsbury's another guy that's notorious for welcoming his players in and allowing them to say, hey, I like this aspect of a play, or I like this play specifically, or can we try this? He's kind of one of those collaborative play callers too.
We're getting a few different answers. So Terry Francona popped up from Major League Baseball.
Good one. Yeah.
Dan Campbell from the 314. I think Campbell was a little bit more fiery.
Yeah. But I like what was the last one you just said?
Terry Francona.
Terry Francona, I think. Thank you. Terry Francona. The one thing that Monty and Francona have, and I love that text, they're both comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah.
That is the thing I think that, that's one of the biggest compliments I feel like I can give anybody, especially a coach who's under the microscope. Everything he does is going to be scrutinized with hindsight, by the way. And Francona is very comfortable in his own skin. Montgomery, same deal. I love that one.
We get another one, too, from the 314. Sean McVay. Sean McVay's playbook.
McVay is another guy that allows his players some freedom.
Jim Harbaugh is also a good one, too. He has a lot of personality.
He's quirky.
He is. He's very like football guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a football guy.
He's quirky, though. I don't think Montgomery's quirky. Do you?
Not so much. I think he's just funny. I think he has good dry humor.
Yeah.
Which
I do too.
Some people like dry humor, some people don't, but
I love it.
I think dry humor is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's just a couple different ones.
I think we got the baseball one in Francona.
Now that the text line's starting to roll in a little bit more, Pete Carroll, another one of those Energizer bunnies.
I thought about Pete. Jim obviously is significantly younger, but I like that. Very personable. He welcomes in, when he was at USC, he always had Will Ferrell and Snoop Dogg come to the practices.
We just got a text from the 636. I'm sorry, the 603. Hey, I watched games 1, 2, and 5, but missed game 3 and 4. I'm skipping game 6 because I feel like I'm a bad omen.
Yeah, good for you.
That is a Blues fan.
Good for
I don't want to see or hear anything from the 603 in terms of tonight's game.
No.
We'll talk about it on Monday when Blues win game 7.
You know what you could do, too? Don't watch the game. Do something else.
Yeah.
That way you have no impact.
Right.
And then get up nice and early tomorrow because you know you're going to be chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
And watch it then.
Yeah.
It has been done.
That is a good idea. Make sure your phone's turned off.
Yeah, no phone, no alerts.
No.
Or have the phone, but if there's an alert, you got to quickly just swipe it.
I've done that before.
I've done that. You know for a fact I've done that on an NFL Sunday, which is not easy.
No, not at all.
If we got a lot of family stuff going on, I will avoid everything and then catch up at night, and I'm up until like 3 a.m.
I did that when the Blues came back and beat the Predators on the road. Dylan Holloway had a few goals in that game. I did not watch that game live, and in fact, I made sure that I did not look at my phone until, basically I watched the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back on FanDuel, watched the game, after midnight or whatever, and then I'm sitting there like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, I got to be quiet.
But we applaud you, 603.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
That's it. And on behalf of all Blues fans, we applaud you.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. That's what's trending here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We've got, Bet the Board, and we have Beat the Streak.
Yes.
All right, we'll do those next in the Fast Lane.
6 on 101 ESPN.
We're good streaking!
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming. And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh from Anthony Stalter. And Marsh, what are our latest standings?
All right, Anthony, I have a streak of 9 right now.
Wow, Marsh.
Behind me is actually you, Anthony. I know you started off the year struggling, but you have a streak of 4.
Okay.
Andy, who is joining us right now, has a streak of 3. Carey has a streak of 1, and Jamie has a streak of 0. All wins. Not Mason win, but the other wins.
Austin wins.
Austin wins did not get a base hit the other day.
Jamie.
So Jamie back to 0.
All right. Is Andy on the line? Andy, go Blues. Happy game day. Are you ready to rock?
Let's do it.
Okay, perfect. Well, Marsh, take her away.
Yeah, I'm looking at the matchups right now against Holmes. Wilson Contreras in 8 at-bats is batting .375 against this fella. So I'm going to take Willie Contreras tonight for the Cardinals.
Okay, well, Contreras is off the board to Marshy. Give me Lars Taylor Tetsuya Newpark, please. Andy, you're up.
Let's go with Francisco Lindor.
Francisco Lindor of the New York Mets. Did Carey leave us a selection?
I don't believe so, but if I had to take a wild guess, I would say he'd go with either Pete Alonso or Juan Soto.
Yeah, let's give him Soto. Soto for CD. And Jamie did send in his pick, and he took Acuna.
Oh.
The second baseman for the Mets. Acuna for Jamie. All right, Andy, have a great weekend. Enjoy the game tonight and on Sunday. And hopefully we'll talk to you again on Monday.
Yeah, you guys too. Hopefully I talk to you guys on Monday and also celebrate a Blues win.
You're darn right. All right, Andy. Be good, man. Thank you.
All right, take care.
From Beat the Streak now to Bet the Board. Marsh, I know you and Carey got off to scorching hot starts in the month of May with wins last night. I had Vegas winning.
Yeah, you did. They won.
But I needed 2. Yeah. They won by 1. So I do not have a point. What did Jamie do?
Jamie also lost. Warren Fogle did not score a goal last night. No, he didn't. No.
Oh, man. All right, Marsh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Blues team total tonight over 2.5. It is actually right on the dot at -150.
I love that play. I think that's an excellent play. Carey did leave us his selection, which I believe is the Warriors.
Yeah, right? Golden State -5.5.
All right, Golden State -5.5. I'm going to take the Jets Blues over 5.5 tonight. I love your play of the Blues team total.
Yeah.
Hopefully they score 6 on their own, which they're more than capable of doing. Give me the over 5.5 tonight for the Blues and the Jets. Earlier today, I told you that I couldn't pick a hockey game to save my life. So why not go to the hockey?
Yeah. No, that's good for me, right?
Yeah, well, certainly.
Jamie is going to go with the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight, +136 against Jesus Luzardo in the Philadelphia Phillies.
Boy, he loves just kind of going with those underdogs.
Something about Diamondbacks.
Yeah. Well, you know, he did, in fairness to Jamie, remember when he won in February? He was like picking all underdogs, and those underdogs were winning big.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it was very weird. So good luck to Jamie Rivers there on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget, tonight I will be at Cafe Telegraph for the Blues watch party. So you can join me, Anthony Stalter, and the 101 ESPN team tonight for a Game 6 watch party at Cafe Telegraph. You can head out there, grab some drinks, enjoy some delicious food. Blues game on all their big screens. Also register to win 101 ESPN giveaways. Again, that's tonight at Cafe Telegraph, located at 2650 Telegraph Road in South County. And you can learn more about the Game 6 Blues watch party with me at 101ESPN.com. So if you're not heading down to the game tonight or to the Cardinals game or to the Battlehawks game and you're looking for something fun to do, head to Cafe Telegraph. Me and the 101 ESPN street team will be there watching the Blues absolutely dismantle the Jets and force a Game 7 in Winnipeg. Again, Cafe Telegraph tonight. Also, tee off with the morning after at the return of the Dotem Golf Tournament, which is presented by Michelob Ultra, May 29th and 30th at Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort. You can get your foursome together for a full day out on the course with TMA, including complimentary breakfast from Donut Drive-In, lunch from Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, all your Michelob Ultra, the 100 West Dental closest to the pin competition, a long drive contest courtesy of Pondoff's Anonymous Recovery Podcast, and an after party with food provided by Texas Roadhouse on Thursday and Super Smokers Barbecue on Friday. Registration is now open with a portion of proceeds benefiting the St. Louis Hero Network in honor of Brian McKenna. Find all the Dotem info now at 101ESPN.com. When we come back, we've got what you learned. We got 3 stars of the day, criticisms and compliments. And Marsh, I think it's only appropriate that you and I also hand out our predictions.
Oh, yeah.
For Game 6 tonight.
I like it.
And dive back into this matchup one final time. In the Fast Lane, I'm
yourself in. You're in the Fast Lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. The podcast, all the podcasts on 101 ESPN, of course, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what Marsh and I learned, since Marsh and I were the only ones that had the endurance to do the whole show today.
Yeah.
Marsh, what'd you learn?
I learned that we are the only two that are committed. Yeah. And it's unfortunate, but somebody's got to do it. And here we are with the last two standing. It is what it is, right?
Well, I'll tell you another person that stood by our side, and that's Bradford Bruns.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell you what I learned, and then Bradford, so I don't put you completely on the spot. Bradford, love to hear what you learned as well. But what I learned is that Carey Davis can pull one hell of a prank.
Yeah, he can. That was awesome.
We led the show today with Carey's prank on Jamie, and if you missed it, download that app, download the podcast. Like I was saying, we led off with it. Brilliant prank by Carey Davis. He basically had one in the holster for Jamie after Jamie pretty much put CD through some road rage, which is never safe. But Carey owed him one, and he got him back officially today. So, again, what I learned was Carey can pull off the prank. Now, Bradford, back in our studios. What did you learn today?
Well, gentlemen, if I may, hey, so much of this day has been about promoting, previewing Blues Jets game number 6. Can you send it back to Manitoba? But I actually was privileged to have heard perhaps the single greatest segment in Fast Lane history. Mark it down shortly after 3 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Go back on the podcast later on. It was supposed to have been Cardinals-centric, and it just ended up becoming this weird medley of everything that is great about the program. So having been in studio for that, I feel privileged.
Well, Bradford, we appreciate you. Now, some would say the best. I say easily the worst segment I've ever done on radio.
It was tough.
It was tough. It was tough to listen to, be a part of. But I'm glad that you and others did enjoy it. Yeah, that was weird. I kept trying to bring us back. You know, normally I can let us get into the ditch. Yeah. You know, I'm the driver of the show, but Jamie and Carey every once in a while will reach over and very dangerously grab the wheel.
Absolutely.
And we will end up in a ditch.
Yeah.
I do have a tendency or the capabilities to bring us back on the road.
Mm-hmm.
That segment, though, we wound up in a cornfield.
We did.
In Iowa.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we got there. And
in other words, Cardinals-Mets series opener tonight. There's your baseball.
That's right. It's about the only baseball we talked today.
Yeah, that was I honestly, like, I'm listening and I'm in the back over there and I'm trying to follow along with what you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
And none of it made sense.
No.
It made zero sense. And I almost felt weird because I also tried to get us out of said ditch, you know.
Yeah, and you did an okay job.
But I felt like maybe I didn't because I didn't even know if that's even what we were talking about.
It was tough all the way around, Marsh.
It was.
Hey, what are you going to do?
It was entertaining, though, apparently, to some
listeners.
Yeah.
To some. All right, criticisms and compliments.
We got a question from the 314. Stalter, does it feel weird you are literally in the Enterprise Center during a Game 6 playoff day, and you will actually be leaving when you really should be showing up?
No, totally. Yes, absolutely. It's so funny you asked that because I actually have been the image in my head of me walking out of the Enterprise Center as everybody's filing in so that I can go to another location to watch the game.
Yeah.
That's here in St. Louis. Yeah, it's very weird. But I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be at Cafe Telegraph tonight for the Blues watch party because not everybody got a ticket for tonight's game.
Right.
So I'm thrilled to at least be in St. Louis for what should be an epic night because I do have the Blues winning tonight. And I think it's going to be just a railroading.
Absolutely.
I got 6 deuce.
6 deuce. Are we doing our predictions right now?
6 deuce Blues. That's right, Alex.
Oh, Anthony, you're not going to like my prediction.
Okay.
Not because it involves the Blues losing, because it doesn't.
The under.
Absolutely. 3-0 victory. We have John Gruden in the building. He's been saying for the last week Shut him out, Jordan. Be the freaking nightmare. 3-0 Blues.
Okay.
Jordan Binnington gets the shutout.
Not enough goals.
Not enough goals, but this is an important game for the Jets, right? They have an opportunity to move on to the second round.
They have a responsibility.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
Sure.
Unfortunately for the Jets, I don't think they're going to get done tonight.
No.
I think the Blues end up getting 3 goals. Jordan Kyrou scores all of them. Thank you very much. Even if he doesn't, I still have the Blues winning this one. I'm excited to watch this transpire.
There you go.
Because there's a feeling in the building right now, Anthony. I know you're about to leave the building here in about 10 minutes.
This environment's going to be electric. I'm going to head out.
Yeah. But I think it should be a good one. Anthony, we get a compliment for you, by the way, from 618. My compliment for the day, ? Anthony is my spirit animal.
Oh, nice. Good. I appreciate that.
So
I wonder what segment they realize that, or maybe it's just a culmination of things. I'm angry a lot,
I don't know.
I also vocalize my anger. So maybe it's something like that.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Dad says sometimes you need a stinker of a segment to make you appreciate the good ones.
Well said. Thanks, Dad. And thanks, Dad is he Splashback Deuce?
Maybe.
I think he is.
I don't know. Everybody's got like 10 different names.
Right.
No clue.
But I feel like that's a very poetic statement, and Splashback Deuce has many poetic statements.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I can't believe I just said all that.
All right, from the 314, great show as always. I think we need to lay off the hits. It's getting too rough for Winnipeg, and their fans and coach can't handle it. So we can just go two-hand touch hockey. Yeah, right. Fast lane then.
Nice. You know, I appreciate the sarcasm, but I also appreciate the hammer there at the end. Well said.
The 618 says, hardcore Blues fan here. I don't know why, boys, but I don't have a great feeling tonight. Well, you are not a hardcore Blues fan.
No, yes, he is.
What?
Yeah, they're nervous. I get it. You're a little nervous. Don't be.
Don't be nervous. You know why? Because your goaltender's not nervous.
That's right.
And you know what?
Does he look nervous?
Let's just let things transpire. Let's let things play out, and then we'll feel how we need to feel afterwards, right?
Don't tell me how to feel, Marsh.
All right, I won't. From the 816, that segment was me as a teacher daily.
I appreciate the honesty on that.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, Bradford, let's do our 3 stars of the day.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, our 3rd star of the day is going out to the 603 who mentioned earlier that he has not watched any of the games that the Blues have won. He has, in fact, watched all of the games that the Blues have lost, and he is doing St. Louis a solid tonight by not watching the game. So shout out to the 603.
I really admire what that person is doing for all of Blues Nation.
Yeah. Very important person right now. Our 2nd star of the day goes out to the worst segment of all time.
Yes. Nice.
Nice.
Terrible.
It was
it
so
about
bad.
The Cardinals? We don't know.
No idea. And, of course, our 1st star of the day goes out to Carey's prank. Carey Davis.
Yeah, nice job. Very fun atmosphere here at Enterprise. People are filing in. It is going to be an absolutely electric night, and we've got the coverage for you, starting with the pregame right here on 101 ESPN at 6 o'clock. Our guy Alex Ferrario, who is always dapper, man. He
looks
always
great today.
Good. Yeah, he's got the hair looking good. His suit's looking good. Actually, not a suit. I guess it's not a suit. Sport coat. Oh, no, it is
He's
a
got
suit.
a suit.
Yeah, all right.
Matching.
No, he looks good. Just no tie.
No tie.
Today.
Very casual.
Marsh, you're going to stay here for the game. Your brother's coming in.
Yeah, so my brother is heading in right now, and we're going to go watch the game and have a swell time tonight. So I'm excited.
All right, I'm excited. Who scores the first goal, Marsh?
Jordan Kyrou.
I shouldn't have asked you that. If it's not Jordan Kyrou who scores the first goal, is it Pavel Buchnevich?
Man, it would get him going for sure, and I think it would get the building going. But
Do you think
honestly,
a young player? I mean, this play's going to be off the charts. But you think like a young player like Snuggerud scoring first would just?
Yeah, I think two people that could score, and you're like, let's frickin' go, is Braden Shen or Jake Neighbors.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
or Pavel Buchnevich, and then that leads to a hat trick.
Sure.
Yeah.
I forgot that you picked him to score tonight.
Yep.
Honestly, at this point, I'm rooting for all of our guys to score. I don't care.
I do, and I want Pavel Buchnevich to score 6, and that's 6-2 victory. Because I'm still competing, Marsh. You know what I mean? Again, we got the pregame coming up right now with Alex Ferrario. And you got the game, too, as well, coming up at 7. For Bradford Bruns, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, and Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's go, Blues! See you!
Shut him out, baby! Let's go, Blues! Woo! Yeah!